Hey, we're about 13 minutes away from our kickoff. Tonight we'll have Nate Plight play-by-play along with Ron Hutchinson here on Orange Nation TV. So if you're waiting for the LCAP Valhalla matchup, it'll be starting in about 13 minutes. We'll have the national anthem, and it'll be a very festive experience here at Valhalla. So keep it right here on Orange Nation TV.
Actually, had this kid in class. He died of great kid.
What's going on, Winston? I'm doing good. How are you? All right. Good luck tonight, my man.
Appreciate it. Climbing this ladder. We'd ask that the chain always want to go across the sidewalk. The chain, please go to the sidewalk. They walk out. We announce that we're going to guarantee we're going to get a phone call. From one of the neighbors saying, yeah. So you bought a house there. Because supposedly he gets her phone and texts her. Called and then she hung up and called. That's one thing about David. So they're at the race and usually hear in the background. And Dave got there and they just sat down and talked to him. Calming down. And Shelby texted him, where you at? He said, just walked home about it. Because he always has a moment. He was getting to me. Morning.
My leg is like broken. And guess who fell in PE?
You?
We were doing sprints. Sorry, water. And we were doing it on the field. On the field, we think I'm gonna make it. She thinks I'm not gonna die. The law says we can't even go on the field, so she's done.
Yeah, couldn't play a football game tonight.
I know. Well, let's just say she had a ball. Oh no, I'm good. I'm right by the family.
Remember that before a game we had to put the thermometer on the field to see what the temperature was.
Good evening and welcome to all high school from Norsemen Hills Mechanic between the El Capitan Vaqueros and your Valhalla Norsemen. Tonight is a very special night for all the senior football players. During their freshman year, this team only had 25 players. Some have played youth football, some have never played football for their freshman year. That team had an exceptional season, 9 wins and 1 loss. The highlight of the season was a victory over Helix. That small team of 25 bonded into one strong team. Nothing was impossible. After the season, one player began to experience seizures. Paul Valhalla was a young, healthy player and did not suffer any injuries during the season. However, the seizures continued. The team woke in the morning of January 10th, 2016 to the news that Paul had passed through his night from the season. Number 42 has been retired at Valhalla High School for all time. Paul's mom, Chloe, was also a huge part of that freshman team's success. He needed volunteers for the games and made sure we collected funds for the touchdown bucket. And we had a lot of touchdowns that season. She was the biggest Norsemen football fan. She was so proud of Paul's progress in football. To honor Paul's family, we have asked his mom, Chloe, and sister Ella to perform the coin toss for tonight's senior game. Valhalla will be receiving the opening kickoff at the north end of the field. The umpires, Tom Miles. The head lineman, Terry Thompson. The back judge, Nathan Wolf. And the line judge, Jason, the Iron Man Stark. If we could ask that everyone in attendance please rise, move your caps, as our Valhalla marching band, the Valhalla Vanguard, plays our national anthem. That was the Valhalla Vanguard.
I was in the band myself, and the conductor was not as
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, here at Valhalla High School. I'm Ron Hutchinson, sitting next to Nate. Help me out, Nate. What's your last name again?
Polite.
Nathan Polite is here. We're going to be calling the game for you. Nate, tell us what you see, what's going on here with Valhalla and El Capo for this football game tonight.
Valhalla comes into this one 3-5 after a tough string of games against the Steel Canyon, against Grossmont, Helix, and Steel Canyon the past few weeks. Defense looked, for giving up 49 points, they looked pretty solid in those games, especially against those high-powered offenses. El Cap coming off a huge win. They beat Granite for their first win of the year. They come in 1-7. A lot of momentum on the El Cap side. Not so much on the Valhalla side. It'll be a fun game to watch tonight.
It will be a fun game to watch, and the fact that El Capitan beat Granite, I think Valhalla was looking at this one as a game they could win. They can still win, but this one's going to be a lot tougher.
A lot tougher now, yes.
Had a reputation for being a pretty good football team. Looking forward to seeing how the Norsemen defend El Cap. 2 years ago, the last time El Cap was here, they put it on Valhalla pretty good. Let's see if they can get it back.
And we get ready to start. Valhalla will receive the kick.
What I'm excited to see, Nate, is seeing if Keegan Baker's back healthy and see how he operates with 32, Lindsey Coletti, and see if those guys can together do something out of the backfield. To be able to have those guys together and healthy will be great for the Norsemen as they prepare for the playoffs.
And it definitely will be. And this game is honestly a good judge for how the playoffs might go for the Norsemen, because this is the caliber of team they'll be facing in the playoffs, if I remember correctly.
That is correct, and they're going to need to beat El Cap so they can stay seated higher than them in the playoff rankings. It will hurt them if the Norsemen do not win this game tonight.
And so they line up to get ready to kick the ball off.
Back deep for the Norsemen, number 7, Miles Tomlinson, or number 1, Miles Tomlinson, number 7, Josh Meredith.
Kick is off, and we are underway here at Valhalla. Tomlinson lets it bounce, and he's going to take the return from about the 10-yard line, and he makes a couple of moves, gets out across the 20, brought down around the 22-yard line. And out comes that Norseman offense.
Yeah, not a great kick, but a decent enough return for the Norsemen. They'll be starting somewhere close to the 30-yard line.
Luke Pillsbury leads him out. So bringing him out from the shotgun, it'll be Luke Pillsbury.
Keegan Baker in the backfield by himself. Last year had his breakout game against El Capitan.
And they motion Baker, and it's a pitch to the left, and he's got a little bit of room, and he's going to plow through a couple defenders for a gain of about 2 yards there.
El Cap's got a couple of big bodies there on the D-line. The Norsemen are going to have to work hard to get those guys moved to get Baker some running room.
So the Norsemen come out about 2nd and 8 here. Split backfield look, which we've seen a lot from the Norsemen this season. And they motion Meredith, and they'll pitch it out to him on the right side of the field. And he's going to make the corner, and he's going to pick up a lot of yards and pushed out at about the 35, 36-yard line. That's going to be good enough for a Norseman first down.
Again, looking for that complimentary back. I don't see Lindsey Coletti on the field, but they put Meredith in the backfield. Did a great job using the speed getting around that corner. Got a slight block from Baker out front, but you got to have extra speed to be back there with Baker to keep defenses honest.
Definitely, and you get these two-back sets, which the Norsemen have a lot of good running backs that they can use, and they even bring the wide receiver back there, Josh Meredith. Very good look from them, and now they go back to the single back set on a 1st and 10. And they go right back to the handoff. Baker breaks to the right side, and he's going to pick up a healthy amount of yardage.
Good run by Baker on the edge. There's a really big defensive end, number 13 for El Cap. Name is Alex Fayaea, and he pressed the edge. Baker used his wheels to get around the edge to get 5 yards on that play.
And a nice, healthy first down run brings up 2nd and intermediate here. And you still got a couple plays to gain those 5 yards. So on 2nd down and 5, Pillsbury in the shotgun. And Baker gets motion, and they run that same pitch play, and the pitch is dropped by Baker. However, it looks like he did fall back on it, so it's going to be 3rd and long.
Looks like the Norsemen are really trying to press the edge and get outside. They're not really testing the interior of the El Cap defensive line. They think they can get around them. Too bad Baker didn't hold on to that one. It's going to give you a 3rd down and 11. Let's see how Pillsbury handles the situation.
And they're going to have to air the ball out here, which is something we've not seen them do at least successfully very often this season. Obviously, there's been a few instances, but they've predominantly been a running team.
Oh, absolutely. Not the consistency in the pass game needs to be worked on. Something I'm sure Coach Cass will focus on in the offseason. Again, you have 2 serviceable quarterbacks. At some point, you got to get real action out of those guys.
So 3rd and long. And you got a timeout called by Valhalla. And while this timeout is going out, earlier tonight, Valhalla Norsemen's JV team took on the Vaqueros JV team. And the Vaqueros won 20-12 over the Norsemen on the JV game earlier tonight. It was Norsemen almost made a comeback in that game. I don't know if you saw it or not, but I was out here watching it.
I saw the very end of that game. It's been good for the JV team for playing a really competitive game. I know the last few weeks have been tough for those guys as well. So it's good to get in the game that they get into, even though they didn't win. I think as long as you keep things with all the players in the program positive, you return those players and you add numbers next year. That only makes your program stronger. The last few years, kids were having a hard time finishing the season. Kids would quit. I have not heard that talk on campus and not seen kids fall off. So I think that's a good sign for the football program.
And so the Norsemen trot back out 3rd and 11. We'll see what they draw up here. They took an extra timeout. And Pillsbury's going to drop back, and he's going to fire outside for Nagel, and the pass is going to be caught at the 50. Makes a man miss at the 40, and he's down inside the 40-yard line at about the 37. That's a big pass play to Gavin Nagel.
Fantastic pass by Pillsbury. Great catch by Nagel. Nagel runs a corner route against the cornerback. He sold the post, broke out to the corner. Pillsbury put it on the spot. Would have liked to see Nagel make that guy miss and go score, but that's a great play that you get for that first down.
And a great job by Nagel to get that guy off him as well as he did, because he could have easily been stopped a few yards short, but he did gain a little bit more yards
For sure.
than he would have had he not been able to shake off the defender. So a big pass play brings up another 1st and 10, this time in El Cap territory.
Love to see more people get involved in the Valhalla offense.
And they go right back to the ground game with Baker running to the interior this time, and he gets just a little bit there, and looks like they got him right back at the line of scrimmage.
Again, hey, not so much on that play, but you can tell just by the look and the feel that's going on in the game. The Norsemen don't seem like they're scared. They seem very confident on the field. The run game's going to come, but if you can drop back and pass and score the way Pillsbury did on that last one, that nice big pass, that's going to help you for the night.
And it very much will. As the Norsemen come out on a 2nd down and 10 following the run stuffed at the line of scrimmage.
Look for the ball to end up in number 7's hands sometime here soon.
And they're going to run a little flip out to the right side. There is number 7, Josh Meredith, and he's got a big lane. And he stays on his feet inside the 20, and he keeps going. Meredith across the middle, and that's going to be a Norseman touchdown.
Nate, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I think I called that one right before it happened. Meredith, hey, fantastic run along the right sideline. Shook 3 or 4 guys. He got pinned against the sideline right around the 30, cuts back across field and finishes strong. Amazing run by Meredith on the reverse.
And I thought he had been stopped about 3 or 4 times on that play.
Oh, no.
And he kept going. That was a great job by the Norsemen.
Again, incorporating all these players into your mix is going to be helpful.
And that kick is up, and it's good. So that's going to be a 7-0 lead for the Norsemen here early in this one.
Again, adding the complementary pieces around Baker is going to be the winning formula for the Norsemen for this game tonight and for next week if you want to get a shot to beat Granite Hills. When they go to the playoffs, you're going to see a lot of Baker, but you also are going to need the complementary people. If Meredith's that guy, he just showed you right now that he's got some tools, so that looks promising for the future for sure.
And with Josh Meredith coming back, he came back against Grossmont, I believe, and he has had the offense looked a lot different in that time as well.
Oh, for sure. They've looked way different. A few games ago, we called a game, Nate, and it was Keegan Baker, Keegan Baker, Keegan Baker.
Exactly.
You didn't get any work from anyone else. The fact that they can diversify with high-quality talent, again, is really a good look leading for the playoffs as that come up.
And Baker was out with that injury for a couple of weeks, and it really forced them to diversify the offense. And I think that did a little bit of good for the team to be able to diversify that offense in those weeks against Grossmont, Helix, and Steele.
I absolutely agree with you 110%.
And so here's the kickoff. It's going to go back deep.
That is a good kick.
And it comes on the return.
Shit, dude.
That's Taylor Grasmick, and he's going to be brought down back by the 10-yard line. So a great job by the kick defense team there for the Norsemen.
Amazing effort there. I believe that's number 14, Giovanni Alejo, on the tackle. Great hustle. And then I was also amazed at the hustle by 99, Mohamed Albernaki. For a big man, he really hustled his way up the field on that kickoff.
And so out comes Wickhauser and the El Cap offense that went out and beat Granite Hills last week, and it was definitely a shock win. I don't think really anyone was expecting El Cap to go out and beat Granite last week.
I'm going to pretty much go on record and say that I'm sure El Cap thought that they could win. That's not a team that's going to be not confident. I know their record wasn't great, but those guys always play to win. They play really hard.
Not that nobody doesn't play to win. I'm just talking I don't think many people were coming into that game.
Oh, no, outside of Lakeside,
yeah.
I don't think many people thought they were going to win that game, for sure.
There was a lot of people because Granite's a pretty good football team as looks like a timeout called on the field, and so that'll give us a little bit of time to talk. And El Cap came into that Granite game last week, and like I said, I don't think anyone that really outside of El Capitan
for sure
thought that they were going to even have a chance really to win that game, but the team came to play, and they came out with a victory. It's a common term used in the pros, any given Sunday, any given Friday night.
Any given day, and that is absolutely true. Any given Friday night, if you don't play well or you don't show up or if you don't play on your A game, a team with no wins can mess around and beat you. Granite Hills learned that last week. And I think, honestly, that's going to be really tough for Granite because you lose the game to El Cap, and then you got to turn on a night, and Granite's going over to Helix. That's not going to be pretty.
Right.
And so when you get Granite for Valhalla next week, they're going to come off a disappointing loss to El Cap and a bad loss to Helix. You're going to have Granite in position that you can attack them.
Definitely.
Again, while they're down, it would be good for the Norsemen to be up going into Granite Hills next week.
You know, I've heard talk around the school. A lot of players on the team think that the Norsemen can finish 5-5 this season and win out the rest of the games
for
and
sure.
beat Granite.
Well, again, everything starts up top in
Definitely.
your head. If you think that you can win, you got a chance to win. Got to be careful, though. The safeties have to watch out for the Vaqueros going down the seams. People have been testing the DBs and the Norsemen pretty good, so those safeties have to put up tonight.
They definitely do. And so play finally resumes here as Hauser motions Grasmick around, and he throws deep, and incomplete pass intended for.
Yeah, the Norsemen are going to need that type of luck. The cornerback on the left side over there got beat by a couple of steps. Luckily enough for the Norsemen, Hauser overthrew that ball, and that one fell harmlessly incomplete.
Definitely.
DBs have to, again, got to be careful. They're going to get tested downfield all night long.
And so now on 2nd and 10, we've got the all-cap offense rolling themselves back out. And motion guy over again. That's going to be number 20, Donnie Green on the rush, and he's going to get a little bit of yardage, but really he's kind of brought down right by the line of scrimmage. It looked like he might have gotten a little bit more yards, but he
Great
did
job
not.
by the Norsemen linebackers and the D-line, really stretching that one out, giving the DBs an opportunity to come up and play physical, limited them to 1 yard on that play.
3rd and 9 coming up, and the hallmark of this Norseman team has been their defense all season. We've seen it time and time again. They've come out, and they've made the other team have to struggle to put up points.
For sure.
Because that's the kind of game that the Norsemen play. You know, they play down nice and gritty, a lot of defense and a lot of running.
Yeah, but they're very susceptible to the big play, and they got to be careful if guys execute.
And Hauser's going to run with it to the left side, and he's got a nice open field. And he's going to get wrapped up by Perot and Alejo, and we'll see where they mark that one down at.
That will be enough for a first down. They're going to be moving the sticks on this one. Hauser's a really good athlete, interesting athlete. His first start, I believe, or at least one of his first starts 2 years ago was here on this field, and he had a field day against the Norsemen. So it's not that he can't perform at a high level, because we've seen it personally here 2 years ago.
And so the Vaqueros trot back out. They'll go from the 20 this time. 4 receivers out wide, and one of them moves in on a little motion, so they're going to have a trips left, and Hauser's going to roll, and he's going to run with it again, and Abernathy grabs him by the shoulder pad, and then another defender brings him down. That was Ethan Furkic on the tackle. Abernathy made first contact there.
Absolutely. Hauser, you can tell, is actually really physical runner, good-sized kid for a quarterback. Gets his shoulder pads down. He runs really hard. It's a good first down run by QB right up the middle.
And to break up a 2nd and 5, nice intermediate play to have on 2nd down. You got a lot of options to go through with a couple plays left on the set of downs. And once again, they get a lot of receivers spread out wide there, so we'll see what they go to. Hauser takes a snap, and they're going to hand it right off, and he might have fell forward for a couple there.
Fell forward for a couple. You're going to leave you with a 3rd and short, and again, El Cap, they don't look like they're shying away from running right at the Norsemen. They came right at them the last couple of plays.
It'll be about 3rd and 1 here. Making a couple changes there at the line, or in the huddle, making a couple player swaps there. And once again, they get 4 receivers out on the field in a single back set. They motion a man over, and they fake the handoff. Hauser's going to keep it again.
Well, that's a great play
and we'll
by the
see
defense.
Where they spot that. Looks like they stopped him short. And it's a 4th down.
Be interesting to see what Coach Berner does right here, right now.
And looks like he's keeping the offense out there.
Well, I can almost guarantee you that 5 will carry it again on this play. If you're smart, you leave it in the hands of your ball player.
You know, I'm not too sure on this decision of going for it here this early in the game on your side of the field, because it's going to bring a short field for the Norsemen offense if you fail to convert. Obviously, if you convert it, you look like a genius. Hauser takes the snap, and they're going to run it up the middle, and I think they stopped him.
I think they stopped him, too. I think they stopped him. That would be huge.
The ref's discussing the spot of the ball here.
Looks like they're going to wait to do the measurement to see if the penalty is accepted or not. If they don't get a first down here, you decline the penalty. If the ball ends up being past the first down marker, then you take the penalty and move them back and make them do it again. It's penalties on El Cap. So you just have to see if it's a first down or not. If it's short of the first down, you decline. There was a flag, and it was on the sideline.
And so they bring out the chains here.
Pull the stick, pull the chain, pull the chain, pull the chain. That is short.
And it's short of the line. Norseman ball.
Norseman ball in prime territory.
And
great job by the defense.
That's what I was just saying is that.
Oh no, it was risky.
You knew there was the risk taken there, and obviously if they were to make that and went on to score on this drive, you looked like a genius. But now you go down. Possible they could go down 14-0 in the first quarter here.
For sure. For sure.
And so the Norseman offense comes back out there after a pretty successful first drive.
All right, you got to put one in the end zone right here. Hussein Bakir's in the backfield with Baker.
Baker and Bakir. Split backfield. Pillsbury takes the snap, and they go to Baker. Plus to a couple runners, and he's going to try to get free, and he's brought down at about the 21.
And good run coming off the right side. Bakir actually went through the hole, got a good lead block. Baker bounces out, and he gets about 7 or 8 yards off the right side.
2nd and 3, and gotta love 2nd and short because that really opens up the playbook because you can take a deeper shot the rest of your play,
absolutely.
And you'll still be able to come back to 3rd and short and maybe go run it with Baker
Now
again.
would be a great time to play action and go yard if you trust your QB to do it. And if I did that again, I'm trying to find 7 if you got a chance somewhere.
Meredith slot left, Nagel at the top of your
no
screen.
Safety deep. Now's a really good time.
And it's going to be a quick screen to Meredith. And he's wrapped up behind the line.
Good job by the Vaqueros closing out on that one. They did throw the quick sling, the little hit screen. Meredith had one guy to beat up front, and he did a good job of holding his ground.
You know, especially with no safety deep, bit of an interesting play call to go with the screen right there.
Well, again, you know who your players are. You know where your speed is. You want to diversify and get the ball out there. Give 7 a chance, see what he can do with the ball. Scored his last time out on the field. You got to find ways to get it to him.
And so it's 3rd and 6. They've got Meredith back in the backfield again. And they'll motion him out. And they hand off to Baker.
Nice
and
cut.
There he goes through the middle. Keegan Baker, touchdown, Valhalla Norsemen.
There it is. Nice action right there. They showed option. They went on a swing route with Meredith out of the backfield. They ran inside with Baker, made a great cut at about 4 yards after his first step past the line of scrimmage, breaking out to the right side to finish. Awesome. Well, this is the start that you needed, Nate, to get into this game, and the Norsemen are pulling it off.
And that's what kind of diversifying your offense does. They were able to putting Meredith in, you wouldn't think that teams would take their eyes off of Keegan Baker in a scenario like that. But when you put Meredith out there, another playmaker like that, you're definitely going
Oh,
to
absolutely.
catch the defense's eye.
And with this type of start, this is a thing that you're going to need to have that confidence when you go into next week against Granite, knowing that the team that you're scoring on right now just beat Granite Hills. It's going to make you feel better about playing Granite Hills next week.
So it's 14-0 Norsemen.
Keep your foot on the gas. Keep your foot on the gas. Do not let up.
And you cannot get conservative
You cannot.
at this point of the game. Obviously, still the first quarter, 3:26 to play until we head to the next.
And again, Nate, it's interesting watching the Norsemen this year. You see the growth in the team. Again, still not to the level of Helix or Still Canyon, but the growth in the team is showing up and it's evident. And it's actually exciting to watch. Look, you got to build it from the ground up. And you came off a season last year where you didn't win a game. You see a great difference from last year to this year. I'm going to go out on a limb and say next year can or should be even better.
Well, and especially we haven't talked about the changing of the leagues, which was announced last Wednesday. Valhalla will go to the Valley League as the kick is being returned here down the left side.
Uh-oh, that gets fast.
That's Grasmick, and he is bottled up there at
31 Taylor Grasmick with a fantastic kickoff return. Again, the Norsemen, you can't go to sleep because this El Cap Vaquero team is dangerous.
They are dangerous.
They are dangerous.
That was a huge return. I thought that might have been gone for a second.
Really did show great speed when he got around the left corner on that kick return. Yeah, keeping my eyes on 2 Ryan Perot, 17 Anthony Hernandez. Really got to be careful with the deep pass. El Cap loves to still throw the ball deep.
They got 3 receivers to the left and 1 receiver on the right side. Under center is Hauser. And they're going to pitch it to the left. That's number 2,
That's a hold.
Xavier Peace.
There we go.
And flag down in the backfield. He said it was a hold. And they stop him behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah. The inside receiver on the trips trying to seal the edge had his hands on the outside of the shoulder pads of the defensive end. Whenever you're a receiver out in space and your hands get outside, referee's always going to throw the flag. I even teach the little kids, you got to keep your hands inside on those blocks. As soon as the hands come out of the frame, especially on the edges, referees always see it.
And it looks like there were 2 penalties out there, and Valhalla takes the second of them.
Okay, the Norseman defense are giving themselves a good position here. Again, play El Cap into their mistakes. That was a huge mistake holding on that play. Puts them in a bad position.
And that takes 10 yards off of Grasmick's return, actually. It looks like that might be moving him back even further. And Hauser's going to have to drop back here, and he throws. He's got a man wide open over the middle, but he just overthrew it. Pass intended for number 20, Donnie Green. And
Nate, they're going to have this night right now is reminding me of Kearney.
It is,
Kearney
yes.
had 5 shots up the field of guys wide open that the quarterback missed. Hauser right now has missed 2 guys wide open running down. There was no defender 10 yards anywhere near that guy running down the field, and Hauser just flat missed him.
Yeah.
That's rough.
And, we talked about it a lot in that Kearney game when the Kearney quarterback kept overthrowing guys. And
their guys open. Valhalla's really got to fix those holes in their defensive secondary.
So Hauser back to the shotgun on 2nd and forever here. And he's going to roll to the right side. He's trying to scramble around, find something to flag down. And he's got a wide open Donnie Green. And he's going to be brought down by Alejo inside the 10, but there is a flag down in the backfield.
And the Norsemen, they're going to get lucky on this one again. The luck is in their favor tonight. Unbelievable.
Remember it was a few weeks ago, you're saying, what are the biggest things that can hurt a game? Penalties?
Penalties and turnovers. And This is brutal.
Right, that's the second holding call.
You
It's,
can't. I'm amazed that you can't get receivers that wide open play after play.
Exactly.
And to not do anything with it. That's crazy to me.
and, you had the 50-yard return by Grasmick, then you had the 10-yard holding penalty called, and then you have this play that brings you inside the 10, and you get another holding call.
Just rush 3 and drop everybody 20 yards off.
And now you've got second
and
down
40.
and like
It's literally.
I can't
look
even
at that.
count that high. Like that's a
No,
lot
it's
of yards.
it's about 2nd and 40 actually. Wow. I'm not really knowing. I know that if another receiver gets open, I would call timeout and just scream at every DB on the field though. They got to cover people.
And Hauser's going to drop back, and he gets pressured pretty quickly. He's going to run up the middle,
Seriously.
and he is running a lot. Hauser up the sideline.
Unreal.
One man to beat, and he steps out of bounds at the 15-yard line, and that was a huge run by Hauser. And
Wow. 2nd and 40, and the quarterback runs a draw for 45, 50 yards. What is going on out here? That's amazing. Great run. Hauser showed really good speed right there, though.
He
too.
did.
He got up the field real fast.
I thought he was going to score there for a minute.
Wow.
And so they get to the 20-yard line with a 1st and 10. And you have those mistakes of
You
missing.
had 2nd and 40. You gave up a 1st down. Wow, in one play.
So Hauser comes back to the shotgun. And they hand off Donnie Green.
Good
He
play,
gets a few.
good play by the defense. The defense has played the sweep pretty good. The Upcaps run it 2 or 3 times so far. Hadn't been a problem, the sweep. The quarterback keeping the ball has been a problem.
You know, you were talking about how dangerous El Cap is, and there's a flag down there. And it looks like
Kids are getting a little chippy.
might
You
have been a
got to
little bit of a
maintain
scuffle.
your composure on the field. Cannot get penalties. Cannot get in the fisticuffs. Kids got to stop talking and just play football.
you said the Vaqueros were a dangerous team, and they showed it with that big
For
play
sure.
there by Hauser.
They could gain yards real fast. It'll be interesting to see, Nate, who they call the penalties on here and if anybody gets sent off the field.
And I didn't quite see who was involved, and here's the call.
Well, they're taking down numbers, so either guys are getting warned or somebody's going to get sent off. Oh, 2 penalties on the Norsemen, both. No penalty on the Vaqueros, so that's going to put the ball somewhere around the 2 to 3 yard line.
And that is, once again, something that you can't have happen. We talked about penalties on the Vaquero side, and now we're seeing it on the Valhalla side.
No, you got 2 on the Valhalla side, and that's
Right.
that's extremely unfortunate.
And you had a nice stop. It was going to be 2nd and about 9 from the 19-yard line. You could have had a chance to stop him.
And right now you're looking at a 1st and goal from the 4 yard line. The Norsemen are in the middle shooting themselves in both feet in this drive on defense.
And Hauser's going to keep it. And he's going to be bottled up there. And they finally stop the quarterback keeper.
Good job by the Norsemen. They faked the sweep on that. Hauser was looking to keep.
Second down and goal for the Vaqueros.
Staying in a shotgun in double sets. Again, watch Hauser on the run here.
Hauser's going to drop back. He's going to throw on the out route. And he's out of bounds.
Wow.
And it looked like it was a touchdown, but he was out. That's going to make it
you know
3rd and
what?
goal.
That was the best ball that Hauser's thrown all night. He really threw it on the line, threw the out, put it right on the receiver. Receiver just did. In high school, you only need to get 1 foot in. Obviously, didn't get his foot in when he caught the ball. big play for the Norsemen. Be interested to see if the Vaqueros, if they don't score, if they kick a field goal or try to go for it on 4th down.
And so
Heavy set. You got a defensive lineman in the backfield with your running back. Extra tight end action, too.
they're going to hand off to the left side, and he's going to power in for a Vaquero touchdown.
Power set there. They went tight end, fullback, decided to run straight lead right at the defense, and they were able to go ahead, push for those 3 yards and get in the end zone. Norsemen had a chance to put this one away when you get these guys at 2nd and 40 with 2-score lead. And if you can just get them to turn the ball over and try to score again, you can put it away. They're going to make it hard for themselves tonight.
So the extra point is kicked up, and it's good. 14-7. Valhalla with a minute left in the first quarter.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Valhalla High School here, 14-7 Norsemen. Haran Hutchinson here with Nate Polite. So, Nate, what's going on campus? What's ASB working on this week?
Well, October just came to an end today with Cryptic at lunch. I mean, they've been having performances out on the East Lawn every day at lunch. They've been having people saying they've been karaoke, and it's been a good time.
How's the turnout? I'm usually stuck inside the school during lunchtime. How's the turnout for the bands and the activities at lunchtime nowadays?
Well, today when they had Cryptic out there, a metal band, actually I think the lead singer graduated last year, and there was a lot of people out there on the East Lawn singing with singer Keith Dobson.
So they were, Keith, oh wow, that's his band. Good for him. He was in my class. Good, I'm glad everybody was rocking out today, and I'm glad the students are having fun since everybody's on campus. I think the activities help.
And so Norseman back to receive the kick, and this actually is going to fall a little bit short. And they get Meredith to handle it, and he's going to come to the right side, and he's going to be brought down pretty uncomfortable looking there at about the 24-yard line.
Again, it'll be interesting to see what happens this drive. If the Norsemen can capitalize and try to get down and go score, put some cushion on the scoreboard. Baker by himself, 4 receivers.
Pillsbury drops back, and he's going to have to fade some pressure.
Come on, man.
And he's on the move a little bit, and he's going to be brought down at maybe a gain of 1. Had the scramble, and right there, I like that he's got his eyes downfield looking for a pass, but he had some open space in front of him. He can just run and take that.
No, I agree, and I like the fact that he stepped up into the pocket and he started moving forward. He didn't run backwards or run in circles. That's good. At a certain point, though, you have to commit and just put your foot down and go and just go get your yards.
You know, he still grabbed a few. It's going to looks about 2nd and 7, 2nd and 8 maybe. And coming out here with split backfield again. Looks like Baker and Bakir. And they're going to hand it off to Baker, and he's going to try to bounce outside, but nothing that's there.
Great play up front from El Cap. Can't really see the number because his ponytail's so long, but I believe that's number 5. No, it wasn't Wickhauser, but whoever that linebacker was made a really good play on Baker because Baker was dancing around, kind of like Le'Veon Bell, waiting to see what opens up in front of him before he took off. Okay, looking at the Score Stream app for scores coming out right now, over at Grossmont, Steel Canyon is up on Grossmont, 21-3, still first half. That's a good one for those guys over in the Canyon. Coach Longerbone over there, really good friend of mine. Again, I like those guys on that staff. I work with them. Still Canyon does a good job, and they're setting up the showdown for the league championship next week. Undefeated Still Canyon against nationally ranked Helix.
That's going to be a
win
fun
the
one
league.
to watch.
That one will be a fun one to watch. That will be good. Again, I have a preference in that one. I'm always cheering against the Jolly Green Giants, so let's go Cougars in that one. And that Helix, that Helix team's a different team with no Ellie and Noah, but they are still phenomenal.
So it's going to be 3rd and long, and we saw a nice play on 3rd and long earlier from the Norsemen. We'll see if they can replicate that.
Need Pillsbury to make the play. It looks like
Moving Gonzalo here's down on the left of the field. We'll see what happens here. Tomlinson motions back to the right now. And they call the snap.
oh
And
no.
he throws it right at the feet of Baker. It looked like they were trying to set up a screen right there.
They were setting up a screen. Pillsbury threw it at his feet. Baker couldn't bring it in. Norsemen are going to have to punt. Anthony Hernandez coming in to punt. He did a great job the last time they were at home punting all night. Let's see what he can do right here against these guys.
Back deep to return, number 24, Simon Doza. And we've seen kick returns be pretty good for not for Helix, for El Cap today. And we'll see what they do on the punt return here. First time the Norsemen have come out to punt.
Good kick it on the ground. There we go.
And
Great
Lathan
roll.
Don following it, and that's going to fall inside the 30, right there on the 30. And so Lathan Don downs it. And looks like there's some on around the field.
There was a penalty flag on the field. There was a block over on the sideline around the 50-yard line where Norseman went tumbling. Not sure who the referee threw the flag on. Was it the block or the reaction after the penalty? The interesting thing is if that penalty is called before the ball is recovered, there's not technically a change of possession, so I'm not sure how the referees will call that. Oh, it was a sideline warning on El Capitan.
And so as El Camp comes out for the next drive, let's talk a little bit more about the league change, because that's big news in the Grossmont League. Both these teams.
There is a league change. I'm not sure how I like it. Part of the league change is good for Valhalla because you're getting them an opportunity to compete against teams that are not named Helix, Still Canyon, Granite Hills, or Grossmont. The problem, though, being a guy who's been around here for a long time, is you really do like those local rivalries. And if you're a Valhalla coach, you want to get your team back into that category to compete against those teams. Again, you shouldn't settle for being a Division III or Division IV team when you know that every other year you bring the talent through here that you can have a top-notch team.
But from a fan standpoint, I kind of like it because it's going to be more competitive as they go to Donnie Green around the left side, and he actually picks up quite a few yards.
Yes, it will be more competitive not playing against Helix every year, but at some point, are you satisfied just accepting not playing the best?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm a little torn about that from a coaching perspective, but I can see how it might be nice looking at your schedule going, or at least I know that 3 of those games I'm not going to get run off the field.
Right. You know, we saw a similar thing with the baseball team a few years ago. They changed leagues, and they just won CIF last season.
For sure.
And so, obviously, that can help a team's success and morale as well.
Yes.
And Green in motion, and it's going to be a keeper for Hauser, and he's going to go around the outside. Can he make the corner? No. Lathan meets him. We'll see if they give him the first down.
Good play by Lathan Adnan over there on the edge. He's actually played really well all year. You see 21 showing up on film all the time. He does a good job chasing the ball and making plays.
And they will give him the first down. And both the teams in this game, El Capitan and Valhalla, will be in the Grossmont Valley League next season. They have been drafted. They'll be playing games against West Hills, Mount Miguel, Monte Vista, El Cajon Valley, and a few of those other teams. And Santana.
But you also have an imbalance where you have now 7 teams in the valley and only 4 in the hills.
Right. And Valhalla does still get their game against Granite Hills, I do believe, because that is the rivalry game. Hauser from the shotgun is going to pressure Albernacki. Almost got there, and he's going to be pressured. And can't quite be wrangled down. He's still going.
Oh!
And
are you kidding me?
Finally throws.
Are you kidding me?
And it's incomplete, and my goodness.
How did he get out of that?
That was a wild ride.
Man,
and
that was kind of an amazing play right there.
That was incredible. Obviously, a gain of nothing, and it's 2nd and 10, but that was looking like they were going to have another 2nd and 40 situation there for a minute.
Although what happened last time they were 2nd and 40, I don't know that you want them at 2nd and 40. I got to tell you, if this is what El Cap's been doing all year, I don't know how Wick Hauser has survived this long in the season. Because there's not a lot of other offense that you're getting out of anybody out there, and that kid's running and carrying and getting hit every single play. I don't how does that guy finish a game?
Right.
He's a pretty amazing athlete. All right, 11 minutes left, 2nd quarter. We got a timeout here. Norsemen up 14-7, playing against El Cap. Haran Hutchinson here, your favorite old coach, history teacher, with Nathan Polite, board operator extraordinaire. Who do we have up here with us tonight?
We got Emily McBride doing the TriCaster tonight. She's doing a fantastic job.
I would also say that Emily McBride was probably even a better history student than the person running the board. She was a fantastic student in class.
I know, and I said that you need to get 5 yards.
Okay, Hauser and the
2nd and 10.
Hauser and the Vaqueros back on the field.
Hauser in the gun, and he's going to drop back. Quick pressure again from Valhalla, and he's going to be wrapped up and brought down. They get the sack that time out. 4 people converged right there. It was Albernacki, Adnan, and Furkic. And it looks like Dominic Yancey got in there as well.
Yeah. Hey, that Albernacki kid, 99, can play football. He's pretty good. I'm not sure where he came from, but he sure does a good job out now that he's out there.
And so it'll be 3rd down and 14.
Oh, going back to score stream, I see that Helix is up on Granite Hills in the 2nd quarter, 28-6 as well. So East County football is looking pretty exciting, but you got some teams beating up on each other right now.
And Hauser's going to drop back, pressured again, and nods all over him, and he's going to be sacked.
Great job.
Down
21.
at the 15-yard line, and the Norsemen, they saw him escape that with a possibility of what could have been a big sack, and they said that's not happening again. Back-to-back sacks following that one. And that Norseman front 7 going back to what they did back at the start of the season.
Hey, they're getting at it, though, man, and they're having fun while they're out there. It's actually fun to watch.
Yeah, so it's going to be a 4th down, and they're going to bring out the punt team. I believe this is El Cap's first punt of the game.
Now watch Meredith. If he gets a chance to pick this one up, this kid's dangerous. He can do something good. Just got to catch the ball.
And that kick's going to take its first bounce, and it's going to go out of bounds. Norsemen will get the ball at about the 40-yard line.
Okay, good job. El Cap was kicking the ball away from Meredith. The Norsemen start right near midfield, so you got exactly what you want coming out here for your next drive.
First down for Valhalla, and they're going to pitch to Meredith around the left side. He's going to make that corner and can't quite. He's brought down by the jersey by number 4, Trenton March.
Good job by March on that one. Good job coming up the edge. I like seeing a good football game. These kids are playing with fire out here tonight, so it's kind of nice. Need Pillsbury to do something special right now. Come on, QB. See what you got, 3.
Split backfield with Baker and Meredith. And Meredith out there, and they hand it off to Baker. And they're going to, I think forward progress got him to about the 49 there. And that's the same play we saw the score earlier in the game where they get Meredith out in motion, try to distract the defense, and it works again. A nice little gain there.
No,
on second down.
And that happens. You hear guys on Saturday watching college football, they say you give them a little eye candy, you run right at them up the middle.
Right.
Trying to fool the linebackers by showing that toss action and then come right at them real quick with Baker coming downhill.
And so it's 3rd and 2. Baker, the only runner in the backfield.
Blitz.
They show blitz, and Baker is stuffed.
They blitz right in the right place at the right time. I think Coach Caston's going to have to punt right here, play field position. And again, this is a smart play call. Part of you as a coach, you always going to feel a little arrogant thinking you can get the first down, but you got to play smart. El Cap went forward on the 4th down around territory, and they paid. That's why the scoreboard's the way it is right now. So good, smart play. Anthony Hernandez has got to come out here and get this ball pinned down here inside the 20-yard line for the Norsemen.
And a pretty free backfield to punt it in. And it
Great
takes a
bounce.
nice bounce. It's going to go down at about the 11-yard line.
Fantastic job. That's good football right there. Great football.
From what I've seen, it doesn't look like El Cap's trying to put too much pressure there on the punter, and that's great for Hernandez because we saw him get great punts off with pressure against Helix, and then here he is with no pressure, and he's kicking it great.
And to be quite honest, if those guys are bailing like that fast, if I'm Hernandez and if your coach has a call and you know they're doing that, sit there and wait. And if they don't come, you got 5 yards. If the whole defense is running away from you, you can go get it.
Exactly.
So every once in a while, if you're not pressured, you can stand there and look. If they're going to give you the 5 yards because they're running away, every once in a while you might want to take it.
And especially with a punter like Hernandez, he's also a defensive back, so you know he's got the athleticism to go and run and get that.
Again, you need 4 or 5 yards, and those guys are in the back pedal. I would take that chance. Wow.
And Albernacki gets the stop.
Albernacki's a problem. He is a problem for El Cap tonight. 99 is handling his business.
So 2nd and 11. And Hauser's going to run with it. A quarterback sweep, and he blows up a blocker right there, and he's going to be.
He wanted that blocker to get out of his way, and he pushed him to get him out of the way.
And gaining maybe 1 or 2 there, but it's going to be 3rd and long still.
Norsemen defense are doing good. Look, as long as El Cap's not testing the secondary, the Norsemen have him exactly where they want him.
And they've definitely shored up on the defending the quarterback run. They've really been able to kind of key in on that. And it's going to be 3rd and 11 with 6:20 to play here in the first half. And Hauser's going to drop back, and he's going to throw the ball deep, and it's intercepted by Meredith. He's got blockers, and he's brought down inside the 15-yard line. A great read by Josh Meredith.
Great. Hey, I told you they were going to test it. Josh Meredith showed up, made the play that they needed to play. That was fantastic.
That is a huge play by Josh Meredith. I almost forgot that he was on defense until he made that play right there.
And again, that's that play I said the safeties are going to get tested, and he showed up because you had a guy running down the field with a little bit of room. Meredith read the ball, came back, and made the play. Great job.
Definitely.
Got to score here if you're the Norsemen.
Now the Norsemen from inside the red zone at about the 13-yard line. And they're going to run that pitch with Meredith around the right side. He cuts back in, making some moves, and he's brought down. He gains a few there.
Yeah, cornerback came up in run support, and he shook him. So he made the first guy miss. The rest of them came up and caught him.
And the Norsemen got that big punt downfield, and then they got the interception. It works just as good as a big pass play there.
Hey, look, you got to give that a chance. Let Meredith have a chance. But there's part of me that wants to see you got a kid playing wide receiver out on your left side who's about 6'4", 6'5", Marcellus Childs. Every once in a while, just throw one up to him and see if he can go get it. He didn't have to outrun a DB when you're this close. But if you're that big, see if he can go high point one and go moss somebody.
Oh, Marcellus Childs just ran off the field there. Here's takes his place, and he goes out to the right side.
Smart play here is make sure 23 Keegan Baker gets the ball.
And they've got single coverage on Nagel, who we've seen make some big plays this season. They're on the left side, but they're actually gonna do speed option there to Baker, and he's gonna try to get around the outside. And he gets forward to about the 9-yard line.
That's a risky play. That is a risky play with that pitch. You gotta again, I'm a believer here. You gotta let your quarterback make a play. What are you gonna do with Pillsbury here? What can he do that you can't force or trick with your running backs?
And we'll see what kind of personnel they bring out. They've got, and it's a timeout for the Norsemen to discuss it.
Call timeout to get their personnel right before this play. Either way, you're lined up to get points if you kick a field goal, but you really want a touchdown right here. That option pitch scares me a little bit because those balls end up on the ground fairly often.
Right. And we've already seen a fumbled pitch earlier in this game.
Yes.
Wasn't on the speed option, but it was a pitch. And
well, the coaches obviously saw something on film. They like about trying to get to the edge against El Cap, and they've been going there. Interestingly enough, though, they got more money running inside with Baker. So we'll see how they approach this upcoming 3rd down. Again, it is my belief, if you want to be a top-notch team and make a run in the playoffs, this is a time that you need to get something out of your quarterback.
Most certainly. And there's split backfield, Baker and Bakir, which is it's very fun to say, Baker and Bakir. And I said they got one-on-one Nagel, who has made some plays this season, and they're going to hand it off to Baker, and he's going to bounce to the left side.
There we go.
And he fumbles it, but it definitely got to the first down, it looked like.
Referee took a good spill on that play. Looks like the Norsemen did get close enough. I'll have to see where they spot the ball. Close enough for a first down, so they're 1st and goal from around the 2 to 3 yard line. Now, at this point, you don't play around. You go 23-23, and then the next play goes to 23 again.
Yeah, that's been money all season for the Norsemen, and I think you're right. I mean, you know, why not go to him?
Yeah.
He's a beast. And after they hand off Baker. And he gets bottled up, so a nice stop there by El Cap.
Down to about the 1 yard line. Come on, Coach.
Second and goal from the 2, it looks like, as Nick Shell comes onto the field for the Norsemen. And you know, I've seen it the entire time they've been in the red zone. I really like the matchup with Nagel one-on-one out on the corner. We'll see if they go to it, and they actually look like they're going to run a pitch to Bakir, who's going to cut back inside, and
nope, Mark
he's
short. They're down about the 1.
And it's going to be third and maybe an inch or 2.
Part of me, Nate, is just I'm cringing over here because they're trying hard to get outside. And right here, you're this close, you just got to punch somebody right in the gut and run right at them and do it over and over. Get yourself in the end zone. You got to impose your will on the defense. And stop trying to be fancy. This is what you need to do to win a game, is come downhill and go fast.
And they hand off, and he is topped very quickly.
Blitzed right in that hole. That was a pretty amazing defensive stand by the Vaqueros, to be quite honest. The Norsemen put themselves in a tough position. Now they're going to have to take this field goal.
And right, the field goal team, if they make the field goal, it'll make it a 2-score game.
Well, hey, look, you gave your kids a shot. That's what you want to do. You're down there close. You gave them a shot. You want to get it in, but this is a smart move by coach. You got to take points. You have to stretch your lead past 1 score.
Right. You don't want to. You never want to leave points on the table
Don't want
because
to leave points on the table.
if you go for it on this 4th down, and you could have had those 3 points and you end up losing as it's a Norseman timeout. But if you go for it on this 4th down and you don't get any points here, you think, man, what if we took that 3 points? Especially if you end up losing the game like that as well.
If you go for it on 4th down and you don't get points here, that is an ominous sign
that
bad things are going to happen. So you got to line up and you got to go get your points.
So we do want to say thanks to a few of the young ladies who have been entertaining us all season long. So we want to do a little bit of a shout out to some of our senior cheerleaders. So Jesse H., give the crowd a wave. Sydney, how about you? Say hi to the crowd. Janae, you're next. Say hi. All right, we'll get back to the cheerleaders in a bit.
You got 7 in the backfield.
Oh, Valhalla comes out going for it on 4th down.
And they're going to go for it.
Here we go. This is risky.
Looks like a punt.
Motion Baker. Pitch left side.
He's
And
in.
he's in. Touchdown, Valhalla Norsemen.
There you go. Coach Casson brought his inner gambler to the game today. That's a big call. Big touchdown by Keegan Baker.
And
Big touchdown.
I'm going to be taking back what I said about going for it right there being maybe a mistake.
It's why you roll the dice, Nate. Sometimes it comes up, or sometimes you roll craps, but that one paid off.
And so they'll bring out the field goal unit to make it 21-7 here.
Personally, I would have played that one safe and not took it, but that's why the Norsemen got the points, and that's why
And
they scored.
Hernandez's kick is right through, 21-7, Valhalla.
It's a
over
big
El Cap.
touchdown and a nice lead right before half. You got 2 minutes to close this thing out, Nate. You want to get to halftime without letting El Cap score again. And
Definitely.
again, let the 2-score lead marinate on them at halftime. Again, that's something
Exactly.
that works in your favor.
And especially you don't want to let them score here because El Cap gets the ball to start the second half as well.
Absolutely.
And you never want to give them a chance to score back-to-back.
No.
Norsemen kickoff team comes out here. Back deep for El Cap. It looks like they've got Kalen Lavales. I hope I'm pronouncing that one right. And I can't quite tell who's on the far end. Hernandez boots it deep. Oh, it's Taylor Grasmick, and he's going to return it on the left side.
Oh,
We've
he's
already
got
seen him
room.
go on a long one
nice
here
job.
today.
Laith Adnan with the tackle.
We've been saying that name a lot tonight.
No, well, you know, and again, it's always, I tell you, that guy shows up all the time.
Definitely.
When you least expect it, and he makes a big play. He does a good job.
And so the 2-minute drill here for El Cap. See if they can muster any points here. See if the Norseman defense can stand tall. Wickhauser brings out the offense. They hand off to Donnie Green, and he is stuffed.
Nice job.
And what a surprise. Leif Adnan was in there, too. There's a penalty flag down, and El Cap's already moving back. And that's sportsmanlike conduct. Those are the type of composure penalties that are.
No, you can't have them. You cannot
Definitely.
have them. The composure penalties are the worst. That again, that's just one of those things that shows, and it's hard when you're kids, because kids
Right.
make mistakes. Kids' emotions get to them, but smart football says control your emotions.
Right.
And but those things happen.
Right, and they were going to have about. It was going to be a 2nd and 11, which obviously isn't great, but it's better than 2nd and 26 now
Oh, absolutely.
with less than 2 minutes to
And
go.
with less than 2 minutes to go, and depending on timeouts now, the Norsemen have left, you can now start getting ready to call timeouts because you might have a chance to get the ball back.
I think the Norsemen have used up all their timeouts, however, though. So Hauser's going to drop back here, and it's a little screen check down,
Dropped.
and it dropped, and Meredith ran in on it looking to pick up a fumble, but it wasn't it. It was incomplete. 3rd down and 26. And not the first time we've seen a long down in this game.
Oh no!
For the
It's not the first time.
I don't know if we want to
for
bring
sure.
back those memories of the 2nd and 40.
Well, and with the incomplete pass, you stop the clock again. So
Right.
right now, if you're the Norseman, you get one play, you still have a chance. You're going to have about a minute left on the clock to do something with.
Right. And that kind of brings a question to El Cap. Yes, you want to convert that 3rd and 26, but if you miss that, you stop the clock again, and Norsemen are probably going to get the ball back.
You're going to have to run the
Right.
ball here if you're El Cap.
You want to
because if not,
keep that
Valhalla
clock moving.
is for sure to get the ball back.
Because as much as you want to be down 1 score,
Yeah.
you can't be down 3 scores going into
Can't be
halftime.
down- oh,
and
he
it's
rolled
a
the
fumbled
snap back. Albernaki's chasing the
And Hauser's going to
quarterback.
be right around.
They're all over him.
Adnan.
Oh,
got his
and that's
face in there.
grounding.
That's gonna be
Now, it'll be
intentional
interesting
grounding.
what the penalties are, if they call just grounding or if they call a face mask there.
I think they might have called a face mask on 9. He looked like he got his hands up
But
there.
you have a grounding penalty as well. You got a lot of stuff going on right here, and you're still 1:23 on the clock. The key here, though, Nate, is the clock is not running.
It is not.
Either way it goes, they threw the ball for an incomplete pass, and the clock stops. So Valhalla is guaranteed to get the ball back right now.
Well, unless, of course, El Cap decides to go for it on 4th and 26, which I don't think they
No,
will.
there's no way.
But so here's the call. Face mask on the Norseman. And
Is that the only call
looks
that's
like
made?
that is
They didn't
the
make a
only
grounding
call.
call? So the only flag is for face mask and not for intentional grounding.
And Lathan Nan does not look very happy there.
No, they're
On the
all
field,
a
he
little
is-
upset. They got to calm down, though.
Pretty upset about that one. So they're going to get that play back. Another 3rd and 26 try for Wickhauser and the Vaquero offense.
Yeah, that doesn't hurt you. El Cap's really taking big risks here throwing the ball. really taking a big risk.
And Hauser takes the snap, and pressure's going to get there pretty quickly, but he's going to roll away from it. And now, once again, he's just going to fire
They're
off,
all over that
out
kid.
of bounds. We have
And
seen
they
that
stop the
a lot.
clock again.
And a minute 14 left. Fourth down once more.
Wickhauser proves very, very elusive. And is able to unload the ball before the ball.
Yeah, Wickhauser's got a lot of schoolyard going on out there right now. He's running for his life. The Norseman defensive line is really getting at the El Cap offensive line. 99 is a handful for sure. 21 Adnan is a handful. Junior Gonzalez is in the mix. Big time for Meredith here to do something on this return. Again, if he catches the ball, he can have some room.
That's why I think you can't really criticize the guy for throwing the ball over nobody's there when his head's bigger.
And so it will be Meredith back deep to return the kick for Valhalla. And it's going to be booted back. And not even an attempt to return there from Meredith. That ball
that's a mistake.
rolls
That's a mistake.
down to the 25,
That is a mistake.
24, and stopped there with a minute flat.
A minute
play.
to fly. That's one of those balls, even if you didn't have the return on, you got to catch that ball when it's in the air, stop it from running. That ball ran and rolled, and that's going to cost you an extra 5 or 6 seconds just when that ball's just rolling on the ground.
Extra 5 or 6 seconds and about 15 yards as well.
Oh, absolutely.
So that obviously works against them.
Now, if you're Coach Caston, you're not necessarily in strike zone, so right now you just play it safe. I'm sure you're going to see Keegan Baker, and I'll do something safe here and not even run one of those pitches, hand it off to him coming up the middle. See if he can break something.
And it's that same play that we've seen where they motion.
Yeah, that's
Meredith
the one.
and Baker gets in the open field, and he steps out at the 40-yard line.
Look,
gets that clock to stop, 53
fantastic
seconds.
first down play, 15 yards, 5 seconds, and the clock stops.
And now you're right back where you would have been had Meredith caught the punt as well.
Yes. Trips this way. Now you might see that toss to Baker coming here wide. 2 guys out here on the
It's
edge.
going to be a pass play.
Come on, come on.
And Pillsbury gets sacked. Couldn't quite slide around to the pocket as much as you'd want him to.
Yeah, didn't get anything out of Pillsbury on that one. Good sack by the Vaquero defense. You probably will see Valhalla slow it down now and just find a way to get Baker one more carry before you run this thing out of here.
Yeah, and especially after a sack like that, you just
Well, you
let
could,
the clock run out.
You could just let it run out, but I'd give Baker a shot. Hand him the ball and see what he can do.
And they do go right to
Yeah,
Baker,
that
and
didn't
he gets bottled up, and they're just going to run the clock out. Heading into halftime. The
All
score
right,
is
Norsemen going to halftime up 21-7. That's
Norsemen
where you would rather
21.
be.
El Capitan 7. And now for the halftime show.
Eddie Western of old. Recognize those songs? Probably watching these questions.
Anybody who walks into our office and they have a sniffle, a cough, a sneeze, they sneeze in the parking lot, they don't feel good. She's got this spray stuff that smells like peppermint. We're doing the monster mash. But they got it though.
So our Halloween spectacular dance production was put on by the El Cap and Valhalla ASBs just to wrap up your halftime entertainment.
All right, and we are back after a fun halftime show. The Valhalla Vanguard's performance, as well as a nice flash mob put on by the ASBs.
All right, Nate Polite, welcome back. We got second half. The Norsemen up 21-7 after the first half. What did you like? What did you see in the first half?
I saw we talked about the diversity on the offense, and Keegan Baker's looking very good tonight as well.
Yes.
He's been able to break off a couple of long runs. I've liked what I've seen from the defense. The front seven has been able to get a lot of pressure on Wickhauser, and they've forced him to run around a lot. And I think if you counted yards going backwards, sideways, in every direction, Wickhauser's probably broken 300 tonight. He's been running everywhere.
Hands down, very astute observation. Wickhauser is running for his life. While the defensive front is really getting at him. I will tell you, though, again, El Cap scares me a little bit because they can threaten you deep, but Hauser really hasn't had a lot of time to throw. As much as the coach has been blitzing, I would say keep the pressure on him. Don't let him get comfortable and force him to make bad plays. And we got lucky enough that he missed a few early. And let's hope that you don't let those receivers run free again in the second half.
And so we got about 2 minutes until the game starts back up, and so we got a little bit of extra time here. And I'd like to give a shout out to the Valhalla cross country team. The varsity runners are currently up at Mount San Antonio College in Los Angeles for the prestigious Mount SAC Invitational. They're all watching live. Would like to wish them good luck tomorrow in their race at Mount SAC.
Good for those guys. Cross country, I would tell you, Nate, is a sport that I truly don't understand.
I do it, and I'm not sure I understand it either.
Because as an old football coach, we used to make people run as punishment. People from cross country sign up and do that on purpose. And so it just makes me think that they're wired differently, but they'll live to be 100. So they will be the healthiest people on the planet, but they like doing stuff other people don't like necessarily.
It also makes us immune to punishment a lot of times because coach says go run laps, and you're like, I'll gladly do that,
I'm
coach.
sure if you're a cross country guy, they'll tell you to go run, and you're like, okay. Yeah, that doesn't work. That doesn't work with football players.
So the football team getting ready to come back out. El Cap will receive the ball to start the second half.
For sure, looking for the defense to keep up the pressure. I'm also looking, and this is one of those things, and I don't want to be harp on the point, but I want to see Luke Pillsbury find some of those other receivers. Let's see what he can do. Give him a chance to spin out there. You got Tommy Logan that's been rotating recently, but not playing yet tonight. And, coach has got to, make a decision, but if you got your guy back there, let him go to work.
All right.
Give him a chance.
One matchup that I've been seeing a lot is one-on-one with Gavin Nagel. And Gavin, when he's been given the ball, he's shown that he is a very good, talented receiver.
He has made plays this year for sure.
And so with about just under 30 seconds till the game gets started back up, the teams are getting ready to take the field for the second half of Norsemen football. Valhalla up 21-7. You're watching Orange Nation TV. I'm Nate Polite with Ron Hutchinson. And,
Nate, happy Friday night, my man.
Happy Friday night to you as well.
Yes.
It's a very fair weathered Friday night as well. Can't really see clouds because it's too dark, but there weren't many clouds in the sky today.
No, man, and I got to tell you, this 95-plus degree heat in the middle of October is freaking me out just a little bit. Well, especially when you look at the news and you see the wildfires that are going on in the state. When stuff is dry for this long, it's pretty dangerous, and we all have to be on alert about that. And that's a serious thing for all of us down here in Southern and Northern California.
And it's been a fairly cool night. Obviously, it was 90 degrees during the day, and it was unbearable.
Oh, no, but this is beautiful, perfect football weather right now. Perfect.
Hernandez boots it deep. It's going to be turned by LaValle. And he's going to run to the left side, and he's got a nice open amount of turf there, and he's still going down at about the 45-yard line.
Norsemen having a couple holes in their kickoff coverage. You're getting Albernacki going down hard, and you get one or two guys going down hard, and everybody else is farther behind. You got to close the space between your guys running their lanes. If you don't, you leave gaps in those lanes, and you allow the returners to get extra yards upfield.
And we've seen a lot of big returns tonight from El Cap, and I think that has, been one thing that really the Norsemen they sat down at halftime, probably talked about how can we go ahead. How can we go ahead and defend these kickoffs a lot better than we have been because
tight set here for El Cap. Watch them trying to get outside here.
And they're going to pitch to Donnie Brown on the right side, and he's going to be wrapped up, brought down, gain of about 4.
Good play by number 20, Joe Avalos, coming up from his defensive back position to help him seal the run and setting the edge on that play. You got a flag on the field for a hold for El Cap, and that's going to move those guys backwards again.
We've seen that a lot tonight, holding on El Cap. I think that's about the 3rd or 4th time we've seen it.
Yes.
And holding calls are always ones that it's kind of like, I don't really know what goes on. Like, I don't play offensive line. I don't play football, obviously. But it seems like such an easy penalty to avoid a lot of times.
It is and it isn't. And again, when you're making contact in there in the mix, if you keep your hands inside the frame of the shoulder pads, they're not throwing flags on you when you're in the jumble of all the players. It's when your hands get outside or when a defender pulls away. If you start to grab at the jersey when the defender pulls away, referee sees that very easily.
Hauser's going to throw across his body, and it's a nice pickup on the screen.
That's a score.
And that's Lavalle's down the sideline. One man to beat. Touchdown, El Cap.
They are dangerous. At any time, they can strike you.
Kalen Lavales on the big catch and run on the screenplay.
Wide receiver screen. The cornerback actually made a play for the ball and missed the ball, Nate. And when the cornerback missed the ball, there was nobody else on that side to make a tackle. He had a line of blockers right out in front of him and only one safety that had to run through a line of blockers to try to get to him. Couldn't catch him before he got to the end zone.
And a very well drawn up play there by El Camp as they bring out the field goal unit for the extra point. And it's good. 21-14 is the score.
Yeah, that's exactly what El Cap wanted coming out of halftime. They wanted to come out and score. They did. Now, if you're the Norsemen, you have to answer. Keep your cushion. You got to get that extra score on the board. Nate, while we have a few seconds before the kickoff, just going back to our score stream, I had looked, and there were some updates on East County football scores. Helix was up on Granite Hills. Where are we at here? Helix was up 38-19 last I saw. Steel Canyon up on Grossmont 45-3 in the third quarter.
Yikes.
So Steel Canyon's landed on Grossmont, setting up that match between, Helix 35, Granite Hills 27. Granite's closing the gap on Helix, which is really going to set up an interesting league championship game next week.
And that kick's going to go
out of bounds.
Deep, and Tomlinson's going to chase it into the end zone. Or no, it looked like it went out of bounds.
Went out of bounds.
So Norsemen can get really nice field position from that one.
Big drive for the Norsemen here. You're going to need to score, get that momentum, and get it back on your side after El Cap scored that last drive. Looks like the Norsemen are going to make the Vaqueros back up and kick again.
And that's interesting because kick goes out of bounds. I believe you get it at the 40-yard line, correct?
Usually to 35.
35. That's what it was.
But if they're trying to avoid having your guys get the ball, if you like your kick returners, you can back them up and give them a little more room. Then that's when you make the other team kick again and see if your guys can get their hands on the ball.
This shows that Coach has a lot of faith in his returners, Meredith and Tomlinson back there.
He does. Kicker obviously didn't have a leg to put it in the end zone, so you're going to have an opportunity for a good return here. See what the Norsemen can do.
And back goes the kick.
Oh, you can't let that happen.
And Tomlinson can't quite get it, and he's going to let that go to the end zone for a touchback.
Wow. Well, that one did not pay off for you. If you're the Norsemen, you got to catch the ball. When the ball gets kicked, you got to catch the ball, give yourself a chance. That one worked out in El Cap's favor. Valhalla starts on the 20.
And so Norseman's drive starts out, and they're going to run a reverse to Meredith. He's got a wide open field, and he's going to cut back. And he's met and flipped down.
Good play by the Vaqueros. It's a good play, but give them credit when they make a good play. It was a tricky play, but again, by the Norsemen trying to attack outside. The Vaqueros stayed home, made a really good play.
Two-back set for the Norsemen. Pillsbury is going to drop back for the throw, and he's going to fire it across the middle. Tomlinson dives, and he can't quite make the grab.
I've been waiting to see that. Yeah, he had him actually too. Tomlinson's only about a yard off of that ball. Pillsbury could put it a little bit closer to him, or Tomlinson could bring that one in. But that's close. You need those plays from your quarterback and receivers, though. You got to get that.
And the ball did come in a little bit low as well. Tomlinson had to dive for it. That's going to make it a 3rd and 10 here for the Norsemen. And we'll have to see what they go ahead and do.
Well, good choice for Pillsbury. Too bad he missed that one.
Aiden Washam comes onto the field. Giving the receivers a lot of cushion here. And Pillsbury drops back, sliding around in the pocket.
Do
something. Have to use his legs, and he's going to throw it downfield. And he's got Nagel, who looks like he tripped over himself. Could have brought that one in.
Unfortunately, that one was going to come back anyway. There was some sort of holding penalty on the Norsemen. But that receiver's wide open. Pillsbury's got to put the ball right between the numbers on that one.
And Tomlinson comes limping off the field. We'll see what the flag is.
Oh,
face mask on the defense, so that helps the Norsemen out a little
penalty
bit.
on the Vaqueros. Huge opportunity for the Norsemen with that penalty.
And that was a very catchable ball there for Nagel. It looked like he was trying to find it and ended up tripping over himself and stumbled a little bit and couldn't quite bring the ball in. That's going to...
Huge
face mask.
Huge penalty in El Gap's favor. But now you go back to that play, and, man, if Pillsbury puts that right on the receiver, that's a touchdown.
Right.
That's a touchdown. That receiver's wide open.
And the handoff there, and not much daylight. And flags coming down once again.
Late flag, little extracurriculars on the field. Kids got to be careful not to lose their composure.
And I saw some players on Valhalla's sideline asking for that flag, and we'll see what the call ends up being.
Personal foul on the offense, on the Norsemen.
That is... An interesting call is I'm hearing from the fans around the area saying there's a Vaquero holding down a Norseman player following the play. I didn't quite see it.
Yeah, no, there's been a little chippiness on the field all night long. So that stuff's been sparking up. The kids got to just be better and smart about not hurting your football team.
And so it's going to be 2nd and a lot.
Yeah, and a lot. Well, you need one of those runs like Hauser had earlier when he had 2nd and 50 and he got the first down.
2nd and 25 it is. And they go to the split backfield, and we'll see what the Norsemen draw up here. And Pillsbury's going to roll to the right side, and he's going to throw complete to Nagel. And he's going to get about 7 or 8 yards on that one.
Good pitch and catch. Got a couple yards.
Third and 18 for the Norsemen following that play, and they're going to need a chunk here.
Going to need a chunk. Find a way to get the ball to one of your fast kids.
I'm looking at 7 out there on the field. They don't have Tomlinson out there. He's still on the sideline. He came limping off a few plays ago.
3rd and a mile. 3rd and a mile. Let's see what you can get.
I'm looking at 19,
Coach.
and I'm looking at 7. We'll see who they go for.
Somebody's got to win. Who's going to win your matchup?
And Pillsbury's going to drop back.
Go on, take the shot. Take the
He's
shot.
Let it fly down.
Got something.
Field, it's intercepted.
Nothing.
No, it's and came down, and there's a man down for the Vaqueros. Pass was intended for Gonzalo Hears, and there's some pretty good coverage as about 3 defenders converged. And
Long pass by Pillsbury. Ball falls incomplete. He threw that one deep. You had two guys running seam routes on that play, Nate, and that ball was right in between both of them. But the DBs that were covering both guys converge. Everybody jumps for the ball at once, and the Vaquero guy ends up on the ground. The ball falls harmlessly to the ground.
So that's going to bring up 4th and 18.
Not the drive you wanted as a Norseman coming out in the second half. Okay, precarious point in the game right now. If you're the Norsemen, you got to come out and play good defense. Don't let El Cap score and tie this one up. And again, that comfort that you've had since early in the game can go away at any moment.
And so they'll bring out Anthony Hernandez to punt, and this is exactly what El Cap needed coming into the second half, is they needed a quick score and to force the Norsemen to punt and give them the ball right back to give them a chance to tie the game. So Hernandez to punt. And fair catch called for.
Okay, we're on to 47.
And at the 47 they'll be.
All right, Norseman, you got the Vaqueros have good field position. Norseman defense has got to come out and make a play.
And so the El Cap offense, led by Wickhauser, comes back out. The motion man over and the handoff.
Second and 5.
That's Donnie Green.
That play, if you're paying attention to the game, looked very familiar. The Norsemen run that same action, run a little jet motion behind with the back on from the slot, and you're running an inside dive with the tailback.
And looks like the Norsemen jumped on that one. They might have been moving on the offensive line, but we'll see what they call.
No, I think that one's on the defense.
And sure enough, it is offsides on the Norsemen. That's going to be an El Cap first down. And those are the types of penalties you can't have.
No, you cannot. Don't give away anything free, not if you're planning on trying to win a game.
And Hauser's going to keep it this time.
Hauser keep it. Good job by the Norsemen inside, playing the inside run.
So it'll be a 2nd down and 7.
Only good for about 2 yards. 2nd and 8.
You got some really good action going on inside with the center on El Cap and Albernacki from the Norsemen on the D-line. Those guys are getting at it, getting a little chippy going back and forth.
And another motion there. And Hauser's going to drop back to pass. He throws one deep, and it's going to be
Nice
reeled
catch.
in. That was Kalen Lavalais. And great coverage there as well as a very well-placed ball by Wickhauser.
Wow, this is, again, what happens when you stifle yourself and you shoot yourself in the foot. You let El Cap get back in the game. They scored the first time, and they got the ball coming out in the second half, and they're in the scoring zone now. If they score here, they can possibly tie the football game. Nate, I get the feeling this one's going down to the wire tonight.
I would say the same. It's very similar to Kearney. Valhalla had a nice lead and then came down to the wire there at the very end. And
Yeah.
Hauser's going to keep it to the right this time, and he's got a nice little bit of a lane there inside the 10 and brought it at about the 5-yard line, marked at the 6.
We're on the 6-yard line.
Okay, nice play by Lath Adnan, 21. Again, he shows up right when you need him. 21 comes in for the help. That's a great job. Wickhauser's he's real fast. I like the way he runs. Interesting enough, if he plays after high school, he might be a much better running back than a quarterback because he runs really well. And honestly, if he could hand off to a guy with his same skill set right there, they would be dangerous.
Definitely. 2nd down and 6. Inside the red zone. And I'm looking at the matchup up at the top of the field. Keelan Lavasai against Ryan Perot, but they're gonna hand it off again.
Inside, El Cap's right, knocking on the doorstep but trying to catch up in this game. Third and goal from around the 5-yard line. Big play for the Norsemen. If you can get a stop here, try to force El Cap to kick a field goal.
The shotgun Hauser is going to roll to the left side, throwing with the end zone, and it's
Oh,
caught
wow.
for the touchdown. El Cap. Act like 89 Sean Dixon on the catch.
I think he was the only person that saw the ball coming because there are 3 defenders around him and nobody made a play on the ball.
And bringing out the field goal unit.
Got it.
Field goal is blocked. And it's whistled dead. And
That will turn out to be an extremely phenomenally huge play in this football game. Huge play. Ethan Furkic on the block, coming off the edge. He was close a couple of times earlier, but that's huge to get that one.
so
All right. So as they start to line up, if you're the Norsemen here, El Cap's got the momentum. Be careful. Watch out for anything tricky with the kicks right now. Nate checking score stream again. Steel Canyon 52, Grossmont 3.
Wow.
So Grossmont's getting it put on them like no other right now. And Helix stretched their lead on Granite Hills to 42-27. Other scores here in the East County: West Hills 28, Mount Miguel 14.
And that kick's going to go deep.
Got a chance for a return here.
Tomlinson on the return. And he's brought down just past the 20.
All right, you got a 1-point game here, Nate. The guys, things are getting a little chippy. We'll see how we finish this thing.
About midway through the third quarter, 5:38 to play still. Norsemen only up by 1 after coming into halftime. Coming out of halftime with a 14-point lead.
All right, got to get a couple heavy doses of Keegan Baker. Have not seen him touch the ball a whole lot lately.
And low snap. Pillsbury's got to scramble to get away with it, and he just fired off to Nagel in the flat and nothing there. A nice way to save the play there, though, by Luke Pillsbury. Could have easily been much worse than a little incompletion.
Yeah, but I get the feeling, I'm getting a feeling right now that the Norsemen are really starting to implode. Too many things are not going right at the same time, and they need to get their feet back under them because El Cap's rolling.
Yeah, and I agree with you there. You gotta start getting it back to Baker because that's been the one sure thing that's been there all season is
For sure.
hand it to 23 and get some more yardage there. And you never know, he might be able to break a big one, which we've seen him do multiple times this year.
Well, and that's your guy. I mean, if he's your guy and that's the guy you trust, you got to get him the ball.
And they're going to run the option to Meredith. And he stays on his feet. And he's still going as he gets about 3 or 4
He
at a
took
hard
lot of
fight.
shot. I got to tell you, man, that pitch is looking shakier and shakier every time we pitch it. That time Pillsbury tossed it. It was a little short. Tomlinson got it, and he almost got hit. That cornerback is seeing that coming, and he's bombing in on that play early. He almost got to that ball before Tomlinson, or not Tomlinson, but Meredith was able to catch it.
So we'll see what Coach Caston draws up for the offense here on 3rd and 6.
Whatever he draws up, better have the number 23 attached to it.
23 or 7. Those two have been the playmakers for this offense all year. You have two backfield. It's 23 and 7. Baker and Meredith in the backfield. And it's a pass play. Pillsbury's going to fire it for Tomlinson and incomplete. Flags down.
It's not good. That was not the 3 and out that you wanted. There is a flag on the field. Let's see who that is against. All right,
Illegal
decline
man
penalty,
downfield.
ineligible man downfield. Valhalla will be
Norsemen.
punting the ball back to El Cap, down by 1. The Vaqueros are with an opportunity to take the lead on the next drive.
Well, they're getting ready to punt. Let's say a few more senior cheerleaders. Tori, why don't you say hello to the crowd? Thank you, Tori.
Hernandez with the punt. It's a high arcing punt.
Okay,
Hold that at the 47.
Again, El Cap starts near midfield. Look, man, it's put up or shut up time for the Norseman defense.
Show Tori how to greet the crowd. Another senior tonight. Say hello to Melissa.
Okay, Wickhauser's back out here ready to operate. The Norsemen need a big stop here on defense. Slow down this El Cap momentum. They've scored the first 2 times they got the ball here in the second half.
1st and 10 from the LCAP 46. And they motion Gramsmick, and he's going to take it. And Grasmick is going to be wrapped up there. Loss of 3.
The Norsemen have done an amazing job playing that fly sweep. They really did a great job. Late that non-first guy there. They're coming off the edge hard, setting the edge hard against a sweep. And the Vaqueros have gotten nothing on that play all night.
And Abernathy comes limping off the field.
How about you, Nicole? You gonna say hi too?
And they got beef in the middle now.
Okay, brings out the offense.
All right, let's go defense. Got to get a stop here.
And
Oh,
quick
ball's
pass is
tipped.
deflected.
Big play, big play.
By number 9.
Bashar knew, got a hand on it there.
Down 13.
Big play here for the Norsemen. 3rd and 13. Get a stop here. You get your chance to get the ball back and stop this El Cap momentum.
3rd down and
Again, El Cap's biggest threat is number 5 at quarterback. You cannot let the quarterback get loose.
From the gun, Hauser. Take the snap and throws off the floor and incomplete.
Good coverage, good coverage. Norsemen did what they had to do to get off the field right here.
He's got to throw that sooner.
So 4th down, and
World Series game has just completed, and the final was Houston Astros 4, the Nationals 1. So we'll move on to game 4. The Nationals up 2-1.
and if you didn't hear that over the PA, World Series Game 3 has just ended. Houston Astros 4, Washington Nationals 1. Astros get their first win of the series. And for those of you baseball fans out there, I know I've been paying attention to that, but I chose to come here instead of watching some baseball
Well,
tonight.
you know what, Nate, and I will pay attention to those games, but not as much. During this time of year, I'm a football guy, so I'd rather be here. But I would love to be on my sofa watching USC come back against Colorado. They were down big early. Now they're only down 31-28, so let's go Trojans. Let's come back. Let's get that one.
And
They need to win because their coach might get fired if they don't.
the personnel changes, and it looks like the offense coming back out because I see Wick
Oh,
Hauser
they're
out there.
coming. They're coming back out to run offense. Wow. Now I know Coach Berner is a gambler because he took a big 4th down risk early, but this is fantastically big.
4th and 13, and they're going to try to convert it here.
Unbelievable.
They motion over Dixon, and Hauser's going to drop back. Couple of guys pressured up there, and it's
And
dropped.
shorted the screen
They
pass.
tried to go to Donnie Green on the screen, and nothing was there. And the Norsemen are going to get the ball.
Hey, amazing play by the Norseman defense. You get off the field and you flip the field, and does not pay off for the Vaqueros. Second time that they give the Norsemen fantastic field position.
Now, there's a flag down.
It's got to be linemen downfield, if anything. Timeout.
Timeout.
Wait, what does that mean?
And they might have taken a timeout prior to the snap.
Yeah,
That's the only
but
thing I can
they
think
they
of.
let him snap the ball, so I really don't understand. But why the I don't understand. What's the penalty flag?
False start when he killed it.
I really am not sure what just happened on the field.
Unless they picked the flag up, they didn't wave it off. They could have waved it off. I didn't see them wave it off.
But they're replaying the play. I don't get it. Wow, Nate, I am literally at a loss for words to figure out how the penalty flag got these guys to redo 4th down.
Yeah, I'm unsure as well.
Yeah.
But they'll come back and they'll punt it instead. The only thing I can think of is maybe it was a false start or a timeout pre-snap, and it's a poor punt. And
Oh,
Harris
no!
And he fumbles.
Wow.
And that was almost disaster for the Norsemen, but Meredith's able to fall back on it.
Wow. All right, Nate, this is what I'm going to tell you. This is one of those times as a coach that I'm screaming at my kids, I need a 10-play drive right now. Give me a 10-play drive, walk it all the way downfield, end it in the end zone, and you can effectively put yourself in a good position. But you cannot go 3 and out again right here.
23.
Cannot.
All I have to say, get it to him.
Yeah, man. Find a way. Get the ball in the 23's hands.
They hand it off to Meredith, and the ball comes loose. It looks like El Cap fell on it, and they're rolling him down by contact, it looks like.
Okay, and you got a flag on the field. I'm not sure who they called the flag on this one. This game's getting sloppy, Nate.
It is.
It's a little bit chippy, a little bit sloppy. Personal foul on the Vaqueros just gave the Norsemen a first down. Lots of penalties, lots of sloppy play, balls hitting the ground. You got to be careful. This is
Right.
dangerous territory for both teams.
Because they, in fact, are the captains of our cheer squad. So let's hear it for our 3 captains this year: Haley, Kayla, and Maya.
And so the Norsemen line up split backfield and
Oh.
flag down immediately.
Full start against Valhalla. That marches back 5 yards. It'll be first and 15.
It is getting interesting out here right now.
And I tell you what, this third quarter is taking a while. It feels like we've been in the third quarter for almost an hour.
Forever. Yes.
And there's been a lot of penalties, and play has got to clean up on both sides.
For sure. Hands down, that's unquestionable. First and 15 is not where you want to be starting to drive.
Pillsbury takes the snap, and he'll drop back. Throws it over the middle. He's got Tomlinson, and the ball gets knocked loose again. That's the third drop for Tomlinson tonight.
Just can't make it. Just can't make it happen with the passing game tonight. It's just not working. You get a couple of good shots. Again, we had 1 or 2 early, but that's about it, man. Not a lot on the passing game tonight.
Fantastic close game tonight, and you'll be able to see all the highlights and post-game reaction from the game on the award-winning Pigskin Report. So join Paul Rudy and the Red Jackets as they take you on the comprehensive tour of San Diego High School football. That'll be tonight on KUSI starting at 10:45.
And so second and 15, Pillsbury in the shotgun again.
Before the end.
And it's a quick screen out to Nagel. He makes a couple of moves and gets taken down.
Makes a couple was not bad. That's a good early down play. But, boy, that's going to leave you with about a 3rd and 12.
And we've got a player in the field.
And down.
One of the Norsemen receivers is down on the field. The way they're moving his leg, it's making me think that it's a cramp, but I'm not really sure.
So the NFL Network will play the games throughout the week, and they won't cut a single second.
And it looks like it might be Nagel down on the ground after. He went down pretty oddly.
He
when
did.
He was tackled right there.
But there was some statistic where they ran the stopwatch only when the ball was in.
And he gets back up. He'll walk off under his own power.
Yeah, I know, because every play is only 6 seconds. Yeah, it's only like 13 minutes over 25. I remember seeing that. It was weird.
And 3rd and 12 for the Norsemen here.
Mission Bay game one time. And both things up there. Manning and Phil Rivers with the ball.
Through ball, they just didn't catch any of them.
Yeah. They're about 4 for 100.
All right, no deep safety help. Let's see what Pillsbury can do here. Cover 2 look. Oh.
And thrown intercepted.
Now,
Flag down,
flag on the play.
That was Wickhauser on the pick.
Flag
What
on
can
the
he
play might be a pass interference call. Holding defense on the pass,
On the
which will
defense,
give
and
the
Norsemen
Norsemen
get a lucky break.
take the interception away and give them a first down, I believe.
You know, we've been talking about.
Is it not a first down on the? Okay, so all right.
And we've been talking about how good Wickhauser is on that El Cap offense, but what about the defense right there as he came away with that ball?
Yeah, not from the point.
No, from the previous spot.
But if the offensive guy holds,
I know it's not.
so Haley's holding it 10 yards in the previous spot.
So it gives
All right.
the Norsemen a much more manageable 3rd and 2 after the 10-yard penalty there.
Got to get the first down here.
And they run that same fake motion, and
There
Keegan
we
Baker's
go.
got open field.
He's got
Steps
it.
to the left there. He goes across the 40, down to the 30, steps out at about the 26-yard line. And that's the big play they were looking for.
They needed that big play right there. Feed 23, man. That's a guy that's going to take you home. So you feed him.
Keegan Baker can break a big one, and he is dangerous. He's one of the best running backs in the county, and that's exactly why right there.
No, you needed that. That's a huge run. Came right at the right time. You got to feed him. Give him a couple more right now, though. You got to have, again, that 10-play drive, Nate. Got to finish it, getting in the end zone.
Split backfield, and they go right back to Keegan Baker, and he's going to be wrapped up a little bit there.
It's a good first
He got a
down
couple
play.
of
Get yourself 3 or 4 yards. Clock's running. Walk this thing into the 4th quarter. Again, you got to finish this drive with the score.
Exactly. And pitch right side, Josh Meredith. He's got a lane. He jumps over a couple of guys.
Wow.
And he's going to pick up a first down.
Now that was a run full of desire right there. Meredith got a little room, didn't want to wait for the block, jumped over blockers, and he went and got your first down. That's a great play. Great play.
A very athletic play there by Meredith.
For sure.
He did step out of bounds, so the clock stops. Oh, no, sorry, the clock is moving.
All right, find a way to get it to 23. You got solo coverage outside. I'm with you. Every once in a while, you got to trust one of those wide receivers, though.
And as that same
Nice.
play again, and Baker's going to
Got
cut
him.
up and get
There we
inside
go.
the 10 down to maybe the 5-yard line.
Baker on the left side, and he picks up a good.
And again, the great let this thing run out to the quarter.
And it looks like that's what they're going to do.
Absolutely.
Take this one to the 4th quarter. Your Norsemen have a 1-point lead, 21-20 over
Nate,
the Capitan Vaqueros.
Nate, I think you're looking at that 10-play drive I ordered.
Yeah.
That's going to be the end of the 3rd quarter. So, we're going to switch the ends of the field.
So while they reverse field, we'll take a short break. We'll be back with you in a moment. Back with you here on Orange Nation TV. Start of the 4th quarter. Valhalla 21, El Capitan 20. Norsemen get the ball.
You know what's funny, Nate? I was messing with Coach Hostetler, who coaches over at Steel Canyon earlier, and I was saying how that game with Steel and Grossmont would go until midnight because they throw the ball so much. That game's over, and we're just starting the 4th quarter.
Well, certainly there
I
wasn't
guess I was
a lot
wrong.
of throwing on the Grossmont side in that one as they hand off.
No.
Keegan Baker breaks to the left side. He's got a lane, and he ends up slipping and falling.
Well, he only needed one for the first down. So the key here is I don't think he got the first down, but they can get a first down in 1 yard. That would be good to start and then get another first and goal to be able to run some more plays.
And so first down, Valhalla. They'll make it first and goal.
That's fantastic. That's exactly what they need.
Split backfield. And it's speed option. Meredith right side has a lane to
Got
the
it.
outside, makes a man miss, dives into the end zone for a touchdown, but the flag.
That one's coming back. That one's coming back. Ooh-wee. I tell you what, though, Meredith has really shown up tonight, hasn't he?
He definitely has.
He's done some good things.
And we'll see what the call is here. If the play stands, it's a Norseman touchdown.
So they're moving the flag back to around the 10. And when they walk that one off, they're going to be first and goal from around the 20.
And that was a very nice play there by the Norsemen. And you can see the disappointment there on Josh Meredith. He made an acrobatic flip towards the end zone.
That one hurts real bad.
And so first and goal from outside the red zone.
From outside the red zone. We have a few of these long distance these reaches tonight.
And most of them are the result of penalties.
Yes, for sure. A lot of penalties tonight too.
A lot of penalties tonight.
It has been sloppy for sure.
And they hand off Meredith. He's going to go to the left side. He's going to break all the way to the left. Has a stiff arm on Hauser, and he's going to get down maybe the 13, another flag.
Now, what's the flag here? Hey, and look, that Hauser kid can play football. He's a good football player. He's rolling around playing both ways tonight, playing quarterback and playing linebacker.
And he's not even listed on the roster as a two-way player either, so very interesting to see him on both sides of the ball.
They're going to walk this one off. Face mask. Personal foul face mask.
And it's on the defense.
Now I think you're going to end up with that first and goal back again. This game has been actually really entertaining. It's been really bad in some aspects.
It's been really entertaining for, quite honestly, a lot of the wrong reasons.
A lot of the wrong reasons.
It's been a lot of penalties, and you know, both teams they've been gifted by penalties.
Oh man.
The penalties giveth and the penalties taketh away.
It's almost like they're trying to hand each other the game.
In the split backfield, and they hand it right off to Keegan Baker, who
Cash,
bounces inside.
There we go.
He's going to dive in. Norseman touchdown.
Nate, I think with the penalties and all, you ended up with more like a 15-play drive on that one. That's a huge drive by the Norsemen.
And now the field goal to make it an 8-point game. Kick is up.
It's a big
and
one.
The kick is good. 28-20.
Well, and what that does is it gives you the cushion and at least the safety that Grossmont can't score and take the lead.
Or El Cap can't score.
I'm sorry, Grossmont. Ooh, wait. It must be late. El Cap can't score and take the lead. You are correct. So even if you make a mistake now for the Norsemen and El Cap scores, you still have the 2-point conversion to be able to stop, to be able to keep your lead. The pressure's still going to be on the Vaqueros. Pressure will be off the Norsemen.
And so the Norsemen getting ready to kick it off here. And Hernandez boots it deep. And on the return,
Doing a really bad job
Graz-
of coming and helping and sealing that edge.
I think that was Yoakley on the return there.
Lots of chippiness on the field. Lots of chippiness on the field. Again, we were talking over-unders and speculation, Nate. How many more penalties do you think you're going to see tonight before this one's over?
A lot.
A lot. Yeah. I think the over-under and flags for the rest of the game might be 6 or 7.
Because as progressively as the game has gone on, there were a few penalties in the first quarter, like you'd expect from Rogan, but the third quarter was just plagued with penalties.
Plagued with penalties.
So many of them.
For sure. Penalties and turnovers.
Penalties, yes.
For sure.
And then turnovers taken away by penalties.
Yes.
So Hauser brings the offense out. He goes under center, and he'll hand off to number 2, Xavier Peace.
The Norsemen have played they have played the edge of their defense really, really well tonight. Again, there's that kid, 21, Lath Adnan. He's all over the place. It's really kind of fascinating.
2nd and 12 it will be for the El Capitan Vaqueros. And so from the shotgun they'll go this time. And a high snap, and it's a fake, and he's going to throw it down the sideline.
Oh, wow.
And it's missed. He's going for Kalen Levelise.
Wow. It's good. It's really good coverage by Hernandez on that one, one-on-one. Pretty nice-looking pass by Hauser. Just took him a little bit too far to the sideline.
And that was just it. And we've seen a lot of tight coverage by the corners, but a lot of also great throws from Hauser today.
Oh, no, for sure. And the interesting thing is he's throwing really good balls when the guys are covered. When they're wide open, he's missing.
Right.
If he throws that ball to a wide open receiver, I mean, he might score.
Exactly. And we've seen the Norsemen get lucky with that this season. Obviously, the Kearney game comes to mind with.
We got lucky a couple times early tonight as well.
Yeah. And so it's 3rd and long. We'll see what El Cap draws up here. Dixon in motion. And pressure's going to get there. Albernacki in his face. He's going to dump it off to Green.
Now they got the screen pass. They got what they wanted. Everybody was there.
He's going up the sideline and across the 35.
2 flags down on the field back
There's
over
Laundry.
here. So that's coming. That one's coming back. Man. This is one of, if we kept statistics on penalty yards tonight, I would say El Cap right now is for sure over 100.
Oh, yeah.
Easily over 100.
I wouldn't even want to know, to be quite honest with you. There's been so many penalties tonight. And there's one out of the a lot that I predicted.
Man, we got 10 minutes left in this game. This was wild.
So back it up, 3rd and 22.
We had a few of these. Watch 5 keeping the ball. He is their biggest threat.
And Hauser's going to drop back, and he's going to step up in the pocket, and he gets hit. Yancey made first contact, and Furkic brings him down.
Great job by the defensive front of the Norsemen.
And so out comes the punting unit for El Capitan.
See if Merida can catch one of these in the air, man. I want to see what he can do in space.
And that punt is
Not
short, and
great.
it takes a nice bounce out of bounds at about the 49-yard line.
Okay, here's your chance to end the game right now. There's not that. Look, you got 8 minutes left. Again, if you can roll out another one of those 10-play drives,
Exactly.
you just don't want 4 of those 10 to be penalties.
Exactly.
Like the last. But if you can roll out a 10-play drive and score here, you leave less than 5 minutes on the clock with a 2-score lead. The game is effectively over. So
Exactly.
this is where you can close it out and finish it if you're the Norseman.
And this is where a Norseman's 2 favorite numbers come to mind, 2 and 3.
Yeah, keep giving him the ball.
And Baker is the only back in the backfield there with Pillsbury. And it's going to be a pitch. He's got some blockers on that side, and he's
Good
got
cut.
some room.
Good cut.
Baker up the
Good cut.
side of the field, and he's
This
brought
kid.
down at the 30-yard line. And he stayed in bounds, so the clock keeps
Yeah.
moving.
This kid can play football, man. He's good. He's good. El Cap did a good job, kind of tried to set the edge there. Baker makes a good cut early and goes right up the middle, through the middle of the defense.
Had some good blocking on that play, and he made a lot of good cuts to get a
Absolutely.
nice 20-yarder right there.
I didn't see it, but yes.
He's going to get a penalty if he doesn't get off.
And
Oh.
Pillsbury's going to keep it with this one.
Yeah, that's interesting. Well, they were running the option. He just decided to keep instead of pitch on the option. I actually like that keep better there than the pitch. Meredith might score if you pitch it to him, but Pillsbury, that's a safe run. You keep your defense honest. You get 5 yards. That's a good quarterback run just to get up and roll back and come back again.
Exactly. And it also kind of puts it in the defense mind, like, oh, this guy can run, and maybe
No,
that could come in
well,
later in the game.
Listen, you're on the field every play. You touch the ball every play. You got to be a threat.
Exactly.
You got to be a threat.
So back to the split backfield with Baker and Meredith. And they run that speed option again, and Meredith is going to have to reverse field here
Look, El
just
Cap,
to get back to the
El
line of
Cap's
scrimmage.
starting to play that pitch better. They really are forcing the pitch on the edge, and that's real dangerous when that ball's in the air like that and that defender's bombing in on you, making that early contact.
And, we've seen that play from the Norsemen, I think, at least a good 10 times tonight.
Oh, they planned that one and practiced that one all week. That was one that they really wanted to go with. I might shelve that the rest of the way, though, and just start trying to just get straight downhill.
Exactly, especially when you're it's still a one-score game. And, if that ball gets hit as it's pitched, that's a touchdown for the El Cap
For
defense.
sure. You got to get points out of this drive no matter what. A field goal still makes it 2 scores.
5, and they go to Baker. And he powers forward. And it looks like it's going to be 4th and short.
Now, real tough call there for your coach. You're right at the edge of the distance of your kicker, and you're only about 1.5 yards, 2 yards away from the first down.
And a field goal makes it a 2-score game.
Field goal makes it a 2-score game.
And it'll be interesting to see what they do. And they're keeping the offense out there.
Big play by the Norseman here.
And
Who called it? Who called it? Who called it?
timeout Norseman. I saw Hernandez grabbing the tee ball on the sideline, so looks like they're going to be chatting up what kind of play they're going to do.
Okay, just going over scores. Steel Canyon Cougars 58, Grossmont Foothillers 3, Helix Highlanders 49, Granite Hills Eagles 27. Let's see what else we have here in the East County. For countywide, this is a big game. La Costa Canyon 9, Carlsbad 7. They play defense up north.
They do.
That's a high-scoring game for them. Mount Miguel loses to West Hills 28-27.
Tight game there.
Here, that's a really tight
Fourth
game.
and short coming up here now.
Here we go. 4th and short. Nate, need to get this one to close this out.
Split backfield. And they hand it off Meredith. And I don't know if he got it.
I don't know either. I don't think so.
The Vaqueros stand tall. Norsemen up by 8 with just under 6 minutes left to play.
No. Go watch the game. Go, get out. Get out. All right, Norseman, you got 5:38. You got an 8-point lead. Again, that extra point keeps you from at least ever falling behind here. Again, you get a stop here that might be enough to finish it. Watch out for 5 for El Cap. Hauser is real fast.
And Hauser's going to keep it. And he's
real
got a wide open
fast.
running lane, and he's
Oh.
tripped up. Nice play there by Alejo.
Yeah, that's a huge play by Alejo, because if Hauser breaks that tackle, he might score. He's got finishing speed.
First and 10 for El Cap, and they motion Green. High snap and the handoff to the right side. Green's got some space.
That's one of the only successful sweeps that they've run all night. The Norsemen's really stoned that one pretty good, but they got about 4 or 5 yards on that one.
You know, it's something I've noticed with the El Cap team. The plays that are designed to be chunk plays, give you 10 or more yards,
Yeah.
they've not worked too well, but the plays designed to just get a little bit, they've worked very well against
that is true.
the Norseman defense tonight.
Well, honestly, if you watch this game, though, the only true threat that they have on their offense is a quarterback. And if he could throw the ball to himself, they would be more dangerous. If he can hand it to himself, they'd be more dangerous. The rest of those guys can play, but, boy, he's the only one getting yards for him.
And Hauser keeps it again, a flag down in the backfield, and Hauser is bottled
Great
up.
stop by the Norsemen.
5 Norsemen back there to make the tackle.
I honestly
Fergus
don't know how
Yancey,
that
Albernacky.
kid gets up, and he's doing it play after play after play, and he's turning around and playing defense.
And illegal shift against the offense there. And they're still discussing the spot here.
Lots of referee time here tonight.
There has been. And with just under 4:30 to play.
Nate, I think my over-under on the flags was wrong, man. I should have went with like 12 instead of 7. Wow. All right, we got dead time on the air because we aren't really saying it. We're still trying to figure out what's going on the field, folks. The Vaqueros are waiting. There's a flag on the field. We're trying to see with the spot whether the Norsemen will accept or decline the penalty to either leave the ball with 3rd down Vaqueros, 3rd and 6 maybe, or 2nd and 12. So we're going to see what's kind of going on here. All right, so they chose 3rd and 6, and here we go.
They declined the penalty.
3rd down and 6.
They declined the penalty.
But there was a loss of yardage on the They lost like 4 yards. The penalty was declined. It will be 3rd down.
In motion green. Now Hauser's going to roll to the right side. He's got pressure in his face.
Oh,
throws
he's
deep ball,
he missed
and
another
once
open
again,
guy.
overthrows the open Caleb Leveleyes.
Oh, there is a penalty flag on the field. Here's another one. Yep, illegal man downfield. Another penalty on the Vaqueros. This one, I believe, is a loss of down penalty. So they'll march it off, and we might be looking at 4th down.
Illegal man downfield. Penalty is declined. It will be 4th down and 6.
And if I'm head coach Ron Berner, I don't quite know what I'm going to do in this scenario, because you've got 4th and 6. With this little time left, we've seen the Norsemen break
All
off
right,
a big
4th down
drive and
play.
run down
4
time.
minutes
so this,
left. This might be the play to end the game for the Norsemen.
I was just about to say this could be the game right here. Shotgun for Wickhauser. Norsemen bring the pressure, and Hauser's going to be protected, and he throws deep downfield.
Nope.
And it's going to fall incomplete. No flags, and the Norsemen get the ball back.
Wow. Wow, wow, and wow. Norsemen again up front on defense, putting the pressure on Hauser. Hauser actually had to jump to get that pass off. That was interesting. That was a 40-yard jump pass.
And, you know, the protection was there for him, but it was in his face, and he wasn't able to really
for sure.
get around it, get by it. So 4 minutes, 10 seconds left to play in the ball game.
Now you need 1st downs.
Turn it on the PPR on KUSI. You'll get highlights, post-game reaction.
This is where you ride 23 and hope he pops one. And if he pops one, then your game is effectively over.
And keep the ball inbounds at all costs.
Yes.
And they hand it off to Baker. He's going to bounce to the left side.
There you go. There's a
And
1st down.
There he's inside the 30.
There's another flag on the field.
And
wow.
Another one.
Nate over here sounding like DJ Khaled. And another one. Yes. That's great. Next thing you know, Nate's going to bust out a little "We the Best," and we're going to work this. This is awesome. Nate, usually when we get close to 10 o'clock, everybody gets a little punchy, man. It's a long Friday.
It is.
Wow, here we go.
And
hey, 1st and 20. Hadn't seen this before tonight.
you know, between El Cap's pants and the flags, there's been a lot of yellow on the field tonight.
Oh, man.
And
for sure.
1st and 20 for the Norsemen here. 3 minutes, 50 seconds and counting left to go in this one.
Give the ball to 23.
And they pitch right to 23. Baker on the outside, and he's going to be tripped up, but he stays in bounds and keeps the clock moving.
Keeps the clock moving. El Cap has done a much better job here later in the second half with playing that sweep, that toss play.
Second down and 20 for the Norsemen, but they're just going to keep moving that clock down and trying to take the win.
Keep handing the ball to 23 and run right up the middle. You're playing against the clock right now.
They hand off to Baker, and he's got some room up the middle.
That's what you need
And
right
he's going
there.
to pick up 7 or 8 right there, and it's going to make it 3rd down.
Now they're forcing El Cap to use their
And
timeouts.
Al Cap calls a timeout.
Kids are still getting chippy on the field, but you're down to 2:46 left. And quite honestly, the Norsemen will do good just to do that one more time, let El Cap burn another timeout and punt and pin them to go full field. Yeah, man.
The timeout, giving the Norsemen some time to think about what they're going to do here. El Cap stops the clock.
Okay, Nate, I'm going to tell you, man, here's what you do. Give the ball to 23. And then when they tackle them and use their timeout, you punt the ball and put them down there on the 10-yard line and make them go 90 yards with only one timeout left in the game.
You know, the later we get in this game, it seems like it's going to shape out more and more like that game against Kearney earlier this year.
For sure.
There's that same play we've seen as Baker goes up the middle for about 4 yards. And another timeout called, 2:40 left. Fourth and 5.
Fourth and 5. Again, El Cap's got one timeout left. Now you're in position. You had fourth and a little bit more than 5. I think you might be smart to punt from here. You might be smart to punt from here. If you go for it and you get it, your game's over. If you punt, you play defense. What are you going to do?
And we'll see what the Norsemen do. And they're not quite in field goal range either.
No, you're not in field goal range at all. It's too long for a field goal. Looks like the offense is going back out there. They're going to trust him. Coach Cassin's gambled tonight instead of playing it safe. He paid off in the first half when they got the touchdown down on the goal line. Let's see what happens here. Here's a good time to find number 7, Tomlinson. He's a little shaky. He can get you some room out in the space. Find a way. Watch that little reverse play that they run earlier.
And it's this reverse to Meredith, and he's going to be bottled up.
Yeah.
He will not get the first down. So the Norseman defense comes out.
All right. Defense has to do it.
El Cap's got 2 minutes, 34 seconds, and a timeout.
This one's going to be interesting to see it end. It's been chippy. It's been emotional. It's been sloppy. It's been interesting.
And they're going to need to go 68 yards.
In
If they
2:34 with one timeout.
If they wish to tie the game, they've got to go 68 yards.
Yes. And then get the two-point conversion. That blocked extra point is weighing heavily on this game right now.
It is. So Wickhauser brings out the El Cap offense. And he's going to drop back. Throws over.
Oh, there it is. Wow, great play. Number 22, Edward Villavicencio with the interception to cap this off. And now all you got to do is run this thing out. El Cap has one timeout.
And that is
It's little bit too much time to take a knee, but you got to give the ball to Baker. And again, I'll stay away from the pitches, stay away from the options. Just run downhill. He'll make a guy miss, and he might score. If not, at least you'll run this game out.
Baker's going to bounce to the left.
Yep, there you go. Just get down.
Pick up a few and
Don't take too many extra shots.
Keep
Just
the
get
clock
down.
moving.
Let it go. This is when, if you're a coach, you start to look. Referee used to be the old rules. Again, I'm not sure what the new rules are, but if they hammer it, you got 24 seconds from the time that they hammer it to start the play clock. You got to bleed every second out of this you can. All right, the Norsemen take it down to 133. They call a timeout. The Vaqueros still have one timeout left, I believe.
So, folks, next week we're going to be traveling to Granite Hills for our final regular season game. Of course, after that,
All right, Polite, 9:55. Might be out of here by 10:15.
And so the Norsemen up by 8.
Up by 8. Up by 8 is good. Up by 8 with the ball is better.
Definitely. Up by 8 with the ball with a minute and a half left to play.
Is pretty awesome.
And the other team with no timeouts.
The other team with no timeouts is really good. You got to know, look, the first thing you got to think right now is, and totally 100%, ball security is the only thing that is on your mind. I don't care about yards. Don't fight to get the extra yards. Don't take the extra shots. Secure the ball. And even if you get on the ground, get up and run another play. You'll be fine. You just cannot put the ball on the ground.
And pitch to Baker.
He
gets wrapped up.
They've been all over that pitch in the fourth quarter.
You know, I think I said this in the game against Kearney, but don't get fancy with it. Just run the ball, run the clock out.
Clock is running. You got 3rd and 9. You're going to be under a minute before you take another snap.
You know, and looking ahead to next week against Granite, very winnable game for the Norsemen.
It is winnable for the Norsemen. You're going to have to play better than you played tonight to beat Granite.
Yeah.
And again, just to remind everybody, Granite put up almost 30 points on Helix tonight. Even though they lost, it was in a losing effort. You don't put up 30 points on Helix if you're a scrub.
Exactly.
So that Granite team can score, and the Norsemen are going to have to be very careful when they play that Granite team next week.
Well, and when they play Granite, they're going to have to play him similar to how El Cap played him.
Oh, for sure. Look, it's going to take a lot of hard work, and it's going to take a little bit of luck.
It is.
And you have that. You have a shot, though. You have a shot. That's why you play the games. All right, Nate, looks like the Norsemen stopped it again at 46.9. It is a 3rd down. When this play's over, I believe El Cap has one. I'm not sure if they have the timeout left or not. The scoreboard says 0, so if they don't have a timeout, you might be able to get this thing down to about 15 to 18 seconds before you do whatever you're going to do on your 4th down play.
The handoff to Baker, bounces around the left side. He's got some room, and he's going to pick up a fair amount of yards there, maybe about 7 or 8.
40 seconds. Now you let it run. Let it run.
Let that clock run.
Let it run. You're good. You don't have to do anything. Let it run.
And we'll see where this leads to. And on senior night, the Valhalla Norsemen are going to come away with a victory.
All right, that's it. Nate, pleasure, my man. You were
Pleasure,
great
as
tonight.
always.
Love the students handling the business.
And on senior night, the Valhalla Norsemen take home the victory against the El Capitan Vaqueros, 28-20. That's going to do it for me and the Orange Nation TV crew. Once again, I was Nate Polite with Ron Hutchinson. Thank you all so very much for watching. And we will see you on Tuesday for field hockey against El Cajon. Until next time,